I don't get it, man. I know you're at work, but you answer my goddamn call when I call you, because a lot of times, you know, I have some good things that I want to tell you, and I miss your beautiful voice. I miss how white you are, you know? I mean, the white tone that comes out of your voice when we're speaking is so pure. You're a pure-blooded white man. I love it. All right. Anyways, I miss you. See you later. Bye-bye, then. Feel like we could be actors. You know? I don't know if you ever really think of it. I think we could seriously be actors. I do. Successfully, too. Well, this is probably going to end soon, so just wanted to say hello. And I will talk to you later, man. All juiced up, ready to go to the gym. I see. Look, bye-bye. Now me, as of late, my workout partner and me have been compared to Viking brothers, is what they call us for some reason. We both have big beards, 240 plus pounds. He's 270 plus pounds, 6'5". So people always think we're brothers. They think, well, he looks more like Viking than me. He's all blonde, big ass blonde beard. But just wanted to come by and say, man, that I really, really enjoy the new content. I love it. It's got me hooked. Can't wait to hear more. I need to update you on my physique. I'm just getting swollen big. So, with that being said, I will talk to you later. Death of White. Bye. And on this long drive home in traffic where I almost have 19 panic attacks and I road rage about 32 times, right now I am contemplating over the past 48 hours, I've had about 4 hours of sleep. I went to the gym yesterday, had a pretty good session. But right now I think my central nervous system is telling me that I cannot go in and squat today, that I need to take a rest day. I hate it, but I feel like I need to listen to my body. And I feel like if I go, although I will feel better for just going, I know my capabilities right now and my strength is a little bit down today. So instead of disappointing myself, I think I'm just gonna sit on the couch and I might eat about 8 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Take a nice rest day, go to bed early for once, you know? Anyway, I just wanted to update those details for you and just say I love you, man, and miss you. And hope all is well, and I look forward to speaking with you. Bye-bye. Hello, Death. I'm going to call you up every fucking day. Just so you know, I will do this. And I don't care if you answer or not, because I am talking to you through voicemail one way or another. You listen to it. You listen good. I just got done with work at that shithole Ford, a.k.a. shithole of America. The absolute shithole place to work for. I would probably be happier working at Wendy's, to be honest. But I am grateful for it, so I don't care. Whatever. Anyways, now that my back's hurting, I gotta go pick up the kids. And I gotta go to the gym. And they're coming. They're coming too. I keep on getting boners all the time. It sucks. But I'm using them on.
Symmetric oxide.
All right.
I
Good
always
night.
fucking forget about that part.
I wish I had that problem.
Yeah.
Fucking blood pressure medicine.
Of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 207. I do not have a boner problem. Brian and Al, do you?
No. I did, but I didn't. It was because I was sick.
Yeah.
When after the surgery though, it was crazy. Like
Yeah.
I
Making up
kept
for lost time.
I kept having crazy one, like as a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I just have one like out of nowhere. Yeah, it was really like I.
When you have drenched boxer shorts when you wake up.
I was like, something's not right here.
I can tell you what, Dream Me is not good in the bed. Dream Me, like I'll have a dream of a girl just sitting on me. It's like Dream Me does not last long.
No.
Yeah, it's
No,
like
no stamina.
it's like Dream Me how bad we're all bad at fighting in our dreams.
Yeah.
Like slow.
Yeah.
I'm real bad at fucking in my
Yeah.
dreams.
like Neil always says, he goes, dude, a girl's just got to get it close to it, and it's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Just feel the heat of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I had a dream about a girl sitting on my lap in the library, and I woke up with ruined fucking. She just sat on my lap in a library.
Was she dressed as a librarian?
No.
Oh, all right.
Well, like my oncologist, like, every time I'd go every like so many days, like once a week, I think it was. And he's like, they want to know every little thing at first, like every little difference, every
your
little
body.
feeling, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I told him, and he's like, that don't sound like a bad thing, does it? I'm like, well,
No,
I haven't had sex in 4 years, so
Yeah.
it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, but I think it was like 3 years at the time. I was like, well,
It's still frequent compared to me.
still have the virility. You're virile.
yeah, yeah.
But,
Yeah. It's,
that's
Well, that's Then he's like, well, your body's healing. I'm like, sweet.
sweet.
yeah. Can you throw Are you still throwing radioactive ropes?
No, that
No?
was only for. They said like 30 days.
Oh, okay.
To wear a condom
Okay.
for
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
Protect.
but they said it might not be bad to do it up to 90 days, and I'm like, yeah, but like
no
the way
problem.
the way that I'm like, no problem. There's not gonna be anything.
There will be no
Yeah, there will be-
radioactive contamination
No.
for
Yeah.
me.
No woman's going to have to worry about it because no woman's gonna be with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just gonna have those glowing green socks in my
Right.
dirty
I
laundry.
throat pie myself. Well, the big thing wasn't the radiation; it was the chemo.
Oh yeah.
The chemo is what could make somebody sick.
Yeah. Anything
Like
about that?
they were adamant, like oral or any kind of sex.
Yeah.
Condom.
Wow.
They were like, you have to. You will make somebody sick.
Oral sex
And I'm
with a
like,
condom.
okay.
What the hell is that?
I'm
shit?
like, well, what is this? A fucking strip club?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, come on, man.
You don't even have to do it there anymore. I don't think.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
You're gonna
shit.
dry hump in a radiation suit.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I saw this guy that, like, because radiation's obviously dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
So
heard.
this dude drank radiation. He had no jaw. Like
What?
the whole bottom jaw was missing, and they had to bury him in a fucking like lead casket.
Oh my god.
And then he had so much radiation that if you can't even go near his grave for like 50 years or something.
Wow.
Why would he?
Just from drinking radiation?
Well, he was trying to off himself in a very spectacular way.
So he was putting a lot of radiation down.
But the weird thing is, he was like alive, and he looked like the shotgun people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked like that
Like,
level of disfigured.
Blew the head off, but didn't fucking die.
and melted his face.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
That's got to be concerning when you're still alive. Like,
I didn't know this. Like, I mean, I listened to, a lot of the Rogan's podcasts with comedians and stuff, but
Yeah.
there's something I didn't know. Richard Jeni, I know he killed himself.
Yeah.
I knew he shot himself.
Yes.
Do you know he lived
Yes.
No,
Actually,
I
for
didn't know that.
days?
It was
For days in a hospital.
Wow.
I didn't find it out till well after.
I didn't know until just recently. I was like, what? They were like, and then he goes, and Yeah, Rogan goes, and he fucking lived for days. And I'm like, whoa, dude.
No, I didn't know that. That's
I didn't
bad.
know that at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, he was Rogan's like favorite comedian, one of them. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. He was like one of mine.
Yeah.
You know?
Platypus man.
Platypus
He
man.
was a great comedian. I heard stories about like him doing a completely different set he would do like 3-4 shows at a theater, and he would do a completely different set every night.
That's crazy.
Must have had a fucking
Dude, he
memory
was
of
he was just so
a thing. I can't think of it.
Super bright person.
Well, like
Someone that can think of something.
He talks about him a lot, and but he talks about, he's like, think about like if he wouldn't have done that. Think about the podcast era.
Oh God,
He
kill.
would be huge.
Did a 7-hour podcast.
Dude, he would be huge.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah. But you don't know you don't know what's in someone's brain, I guess.
No, I mean, depression's like the issue is people that are always on Facebook threatening to kill themselves. Seems like psychologists say that most likely they'll never do it.
Yeah.
It's the one that seems okay, but they're like withdrawn.
Yep.
Those are the people you got to watch.
That's what I've always thought.
I'm
that.
fine, dude. I'm doing great.
I've always thought that though, because I just remember my ex-sister-in-law all the time with little scratches all over her, like she was like trying to commit suicide, but
With scratches.
yeah, but she was using like a plastic razor blade or something.
Oh yeah.
But then you
I
had
need
people
attention.
like Frank and Ben's old neighbor across the street, Don's brother Mike.
Yeah,
Nobody knew he was going to do that.
that's true.
He did it. I mean, I've known a few guys like that. I didn't even know. Wow.
Judas Priest made them.
Yeah, it was all Judas Priest's
When
fault.
people try to sue Judas.
Oh yeah, and they tried to sue Ozzy for Suicide Solution.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think all that song was about was for Bon Scott. I think it was like a tribute to him or something like that.
Yeah, I'm both weight in other areas. Oh, you didn't seem that big to me, Jay. You didn't seem super fat.
Yeah, he is.
You're fat now?
He's fat.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're fat.
Welcome to the club.
Fat is relative.
Fat ass.
Walk into the fridge is work. I hate that. I was in fat denial actually till recently. And I mean, I was aware I was a fat, but I didn't realize how fat I was.
265. I mean, that's not that bad. That's what I meant to say.
265. That would be me on my way to health. No,
We weigh about the same, Jay. Perfect. We're buddies.
right,
We're
right.
265 buddies.
yeah.
You're in the 265 club.
Yeah, that's
Try
us.
287, and I'm shorter than both of you.
You've lost
Yeah.
some though.
Yeah, I got up to 311. At
I was
my
gonna
fattest.
say, yeah.
But all you have to do is get sick and stay sick. So you're afraid to drink and mistreat yourself
That's a
again.
good idea.
You're afraid to drink.
Dude, I remember like Bry going, yeah, dude, I'm like 270. I'm like, dude, you were 274 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
even try it. He goes, no, that's what they say. I go, no, the scale doesn't go any farther, dude. That's all. I'm like, he's 6'3". He was like, I'm like, dude, you're all of 3 bills. Then finally he admitted it to me. He's like, yeah, dude, the last time they told me I was like fucking 3. He goes, I was like 302. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dude, you're tall as him. If you're noticeably fat and that tall, you're 300 pounds.
Yeah, because he was noticeably like
Yeah.
big, man. Plus, he was living with me, and I watched him like polish a whole box of like Polish pastries down
Really?
from when I lived in Hamtramck. He went
Was
to like that Polish bakery.
Wasn't he diabetic too?
That's when he pretty much, it was around the time he was living with me. I'm the one that told him he was probably diabetic because like I'd hear him get up every single hour during the night.
Just go to the bathroom?
I'm like, dude, do you pee like 6 or 7 times a night?
It's supposed to smell like sugar smacks.
I go, you pee 6 or 7 times every night? He goes, oh yeah, man. I'm like, you got to go to the doctor, man.
Yeah, that's bad.
He's like, really? You think so? I'm like, yeah, dude. I bet you're borderline diabetic. And it was like days later, I come home. He goes, you son of a bitch. I went to the doctor and now I'm fucking diabetic.
You put this curse on me by
Yeah, I
saying it.
Can't hardly see the shotgun under the belly.
Uh,
Yeah, I'd because I'm not driving anymore. I'm working inside,
Yeah.
so I'm moving. So I can't wear like stretchy pants like this. I got to get like cargo pants or
Oh.
jeans. So I went to where the ones that I
Overalls.
had, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm like, it doesn't fit."
I
'Cause I
got-
haven't wore cargo pants or jeans,
Mike,
and
I'm telling you, overalls.
Overalls.
every big man needs them.
Overalls are, dude. When I bought them, I go, why did I ever wear anything else to
Yeah.
work?
Exactly.
Once I got them, I was like, why did I? And you know, it was by accident that I ended up getting them.
That's true. Yeah.
I
because-
ordered them, and they were 2.5 years late.
That's right.
Yeah.
I ordered them because the tumor was so big, fucking sticking out the side. I couldn't pull my pants together.
Oh, dude.
Dude, I had one of those, what are they called? Carbinger thingies?
Yeah,
Hook
yeah.
thingies. That
I got
was-
a bone spur down there. That's
was-
what that is.
I literally cut the button part out of like 2 pairs of work pants.
And use like a carabiner.
And I just went, a carabiner. I went across to
Yeah.
hold it up.
I got
I was out of holes on the belt.
no, exactly. Stretchy. I do the Wrangler ones, the flex denim, so all the denim itself is flexible. You get an extra like up to an inch of
Oh
stretch.
yeah. I've had some.
Good
yeah.
call, Craig.
I have a few pair that I didn't know were flexi. I bought them because they look kind of cool. I was like, oh, I'll try them out. Arizona's. I have 2 pair like that.
Yeah.
But
Or you can get a belly button extender.
I'm
which
just
is
saying
the little
for-
loop that hooks
I'm
around
just saying
your
for a
button.
work purposes,
Yeah.
you can't go wrong
yeah.
with a good overall.
Well, you can get like a not a khaki. What's the other one called? Like a chino.
Yeah,
type
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
That's just elastic waist.
Oh yeah.
It looks like a
actually,
regular
Yeah.
pant,
Go
but
to
it's
go
elastic
to.
waist.
I mean, Dickies or Carhartt, you'll find something.
yeah.
Near the fat
Shit,
guy store.
Go to Costco. They always have pants like that sitting on
yeah.
the racks.
Yeah.
We'll figure out something. You can go into Costco.
yeah.
I know you don't have a membership, but
No, my
Oh,
dad
yeah.
does. I
oh,
can
does he?
just- Yeah.
You can go with them. Just get
Yeah,
some.
Just go in.
I work with a guy who almost his entire wardrobe is from Costco.
I'm
Tables.
I
They
think,
sell everything.
Oh,
I
might
think
as
I'm
well.
like a preferred customer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got like
I wish Dollar General
I got
sold
like
pants.
favored nation status at Costco on my card.
Do you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I went to Dollar General to get shop as I always do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And there was this dude, he's like walking past me and he's doing the I'm not getting out of your way thing, but like I couldn't move any further over. And I almost said something, but he was like ripped and would have wailed on me.
Yeah. He's just being a dick because he is.
Yeah.
I'm so waiting for somebody to do something like that to me.
Well, he didn't like drive me to the wall, but I was like, just like, fuck you, man.
Well, I experience it walking when I go for walks. Like I just notice that people don't move anymore. Like there'll be 2 of them walking, and like neither one of them will get over to the other side. I'm like, what's your problem? I'm not walking on the grass. Fuck you.
No, you get to the correct side of the sidewalk, just like driving. If you're coming this way, you stick to your right. That's all you do. You move over. It's driving rules on the sidewalk, but walking also.
You come see some of the talent at your store.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's some talent.
Yeah, I
that's
did.
true.
There is some talent.
But yesterday was officially my last day as a driver, and it was the good send off because it was I think it was like a sign from God because it was so horrible that I don't ever want to fucking drive again.
Yeah, it was a bad driving
it was
week.
cold. It was cold, rainy, whipping rain. I went to a town called Archbold, which is a regular normie town mixed with Amish, and I go. There's no one there.
Is this in Michigan?
No, this is down in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And I had to I had to bring the stuff in myself. Whipping winds. Went to another place I never been to. The people fucking kept telling, well, go to the it's one of those places that got multiple overhead doors and studios.
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
And I couldn't. It was just a nightmare. I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to drive anymore. That's fine. I'm done.
Sold.
Yeah.
Move me inside.
I got cut off all day. Fuck that.
and plus, earlier in the week, you have to deal with fucking eclipse shit.
Yeah, the eclipse. Now, the eclipse is kind of cool because it hit at the exact moment I was at the highest point I could have been.
Yeah.
I was going up the Southfield Freeway ramp,
Oh, yeah.
and it was like dark out. That was pretty neat.
That is cool.
But no one died,
No.
unfortunately.
That's true.
I was kind of hoping,
There's nobody.
I was kind of hoping for a.
No.
But that didn't happen.
It did not happen. There's no portal. I mean, not at least not here. There wasn't a portal to hell, but I don't
Yeah.
know about elsewhere. Maybe there was. It was, yeah, but I know that traffic going down to that shit was insane.
Yeah, I got stuck in the fucking. I only had to go far south as Adrian, but the traffic was backed up on 23 all the way to Ann Arbor, which is 34 miles.
Yeah, no, a guy one of our vendors came in the next day. I'm like, did you go see it? And he's like, yeah. And he lives in Milan, and he said I was trying to find ways around, and he wasn't going to Luna Pier. He was going across into Toledo, and then
Probably Maumee somewhere.
But no, he's actually going kind of the other way because he ended up in Sylvania basically when he was there. And he found a park and he got there and he's like, "There's nobody at this park. It's wide open. They're trying to make it like a meadow in this park." And we set up our chairs. We were there for 10 minutes. The next thing I know, there's 36 people that come after us. They're just waiting. Just wanted to see it, but he was the first one there.
We had 90% coverage where we're at.
He said Rawsonville Road of all things. People were taking that south and hitting a certain point.
Wow.
And they were getting backed up on dirt road, Rawsonville Road.
I never seen anything like it.
So people were traveling
because it was 100%.
They wanted to see the 100% totality
as you got to the border.
Oh, because it was clear down there.
It was clear, but our totality here was just 99.2%.
Oh no,
they had 100% totality down there.
We had better than I thought.
Oh, it was like 98, whatever it was. Craig will know the number. I don't fucking know.
But they wanted the 100.
They wanted 100.
I could see if you lived in Alpena driving down there, but like from here, why?
It's like I'm gonna go 45 minutes south. No, I'll just stay here. 99% is good. Yeah. I'll take it.
And I didn't even watch it. Just like I took a brief look at it, like twice, and like, oh, cool. And then went on my ride.
That's what I did.
It was 99.2. I was right. Yeah.
I stuck my head out. All these guys kept walking out there, and I stuck my head out. I go, oh, cool. Bye.
Now the cool thing is, people said that the temperature dropped like drastically.
It did. So
I was in my truck, so I didn't notice.
That was the weird part because I knew it was happening. But Monday morning, I woke up and I was like, I gotta get some glasses. I didn't get any glasses. Ended up getting them for free from work, and then for some reason in my head, it popped in. I was like, I wonder if the temperature drops when the eclipse happens. And then I'm like, whatever. I start finishing up my stuff for work. I get in the car and I'm driving. I'm listening to WJ, 950, right? News radio. And they're like, temperature today is this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, except when it drops during the totality. I'm like, oh, shit. He just answered my question I had to myself 30 minutes ago. I know, like, they read my mind. It dropped like a few degrees.
That's what, like, a couple of the guys were outside at work. And they were like, yeah, it got cold. I go, it got cold?
You know, I thought I was being fucking crazy, but as it started and it started covering and stuff, I felt like I started getting more stuffed up. Like my sinuses and stuff were acting up. I'm like, that's stupid. That shouldn't affect anything.
I wouldn't notice the difference.
Dude,
I'm in pain all the time.
I felt like I had superpowers.
Elizabeth stayed at school, and they were just standing on a football field watching it, so I didn't have to go pick her up right away. China had to pick her up anyway. She can walk. But,
I wonder how many totality cream pies happened.
Well, and I said, I'm like, yeah, it was weird. She said out of nowhere. First of all, she's like, yeah, we're watching it.
Cream pie.
And I started getting like stuffed up. I'm like, no, you didn't. She's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, I said the same thing. So I don't know if it affects your balance or I don't know what it was. So I just felt stuffed, and I had a headache, and all of a sudden I got a sinus headache, and all of a sudden the pressure went away around an hour and a half later. So Craig, you're the expert. Does that affect your sinuses and other things like pressure in your face?
The answer to your question, Mike.
Yes.
16 cream pies happened.
Yeah, 16. At the exact totality moment.
Yeah, I wonder if that would give their kids superpowers.
I looked at it through welder's glass. Let about 200 people look through it in Costco parking lot. I got a headache and awful allergies right when the sun came back.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It was weird.
I wouldn't say I mocked people with allergies and sinus problems, but I thought, like, I mean, how bad can it be?
You were a denier.
Yeah, I was an allergy denier until I got it. And now I'm in pain all the time. I'm like, dude, how have you guys not shot yourself by now? I can't take it. It's only been 4 months.
Mine's gotten worse as I get older, but it's still not horrible compared to some other people. I don't know how people do it all the fucking time.
Well, it's just like the worst part is you wake up every day thinking you're sick. Like, oh, here we go again. Oh, God. And then when you do get sick, you get sicker after you're sick because you get a sinus infection.
Yeah, you just feel sort of sick, and you're like, I can't get any worse than this. And when you get actual sick, it's like, it's so much worse than this.
Yeah. Then it goes another rung up. Oh, God.
This is what death feels like.
Yeah. Then you see people with real problems, like, all right, all right, maybe I'll be okay.
But no one died though.
No one did.
There was no raptures.
No raptures.
No.
Yeah.
No Jesus.
No, nothing.
Some people think that OJ was a delayed rapture.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
I was thinking of some jokes I was gonna say, but Norm Macdonald did it so much better in the '90s, so
Right.
I'm not even gonna bother.
No, we can't
Yeah.
top what Norm did.
Yeah.
I've sneezed and dripped for approximately 1/3 of my days alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Because your sinuses, not because like premature ejaculation. Okay.
Right.
Sneezed. Oh, I came a little bit.
Yeah.
Cocksnot.
Cock's not.
I agree with you on that. OJ.
Yeah, the Norm stuff.
The Norm. Yeah, Norm was great.
Yeah.
Norm
Yeah.
was great at it. And there was a whole bunch of rehashes of OJ, Norm Macdonald OJ clips.
Yep.
And I saw a lot of comments from young people that were like, "Who is he? He's awesome."
Oh, young.
And they're like, "Oh, he just, they're like, there were people like, what, does he still do stand up?" They're like, "Unfortunately, he passed away like not that long ago, a couple of years ago." And they're like, "No, man." All these young people were like loving it, which was cool.
Yeah, bring Norm
Oh,
to
Norm.
it.
Allergies coming, same thing.
Allergy slash coming is like the worst.
Okay, OJ, you're a murderer, but still 2,000 yards. In 14 games.
So that was
yeah.
that because you had talked about actually you had talked about and we were here for that discussion, but Mike had talked about it like how everybody OJ sucked and he did this and it was horrible, but they just basically pretend like he didn't do what he did.
OJ didn't exist before 1994.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
he didn't.
Just,
He was nobody.
gloss over the fact that
he wasn't the face of Hurts.
143 yards a game he averaged.
Fucking Jeffrey Ross post. Man, this one's gonna hurts. And that's a picture of him. But you're right. Everybody forgot that OJ. It was
being a terrible person doesn't make you not exist.
Yeah.
The fact is he was what, the 5th, 6th greatest running back of all time.
He was great.
He
That's
was
in college because college he was all but unstoppable.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I mean, like people. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Up until 1993, he was one of the most well-liked people in
He
America.
was beloved. Like seriously, he was.
OJ was marrying white women before it was cool, and no one even cared then.
No.
He's like, yeah,
That's
he's-
how cool
he's a
everyone
great
was with
guy.
OJ.
Right. Right.
Like in the 70s.
Before
he
it was
was-
acceptable.
He was a good actor. He was funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's OJ. Of course you're fucking OJ. I get
You know,
it.
I mean, he
It's
was
OJ.
like he was like it's crazy because like I got all these young guys that work with me and like even Chandler, he's like 20, gonna be 28, so he was born after all of it. So 1-800, yep.
That doesn't get any. That's that's the upper echelon of,
Dude,
of fame.
Those were great. Those commercials. Holy crap.
Well, the funny thing is, he was like in his late 40s, so he's older than I am now. And he put out a workout video, and he's doing one-arm push-ups
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, dude. Dude was a
Yeah. Yeah.
He's-
man beast.
Look, yeah, I mean, well, and of course, here's the thing: we all know what happened, but the fact is that he was found not guilty. You
Yeah.
know? I mean,
So
we know the motherfucker. We know that he practically took his wife's head off.
No, he Pez dispensered her.
Yeah.
Bad.
We know.
But the thing is, they threw the book at him for other stuff. Like, all right, you're not getting away this time, buddy.
We're going to do this time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but to the, I guess my point, and like you were saying, Brad, it's just, it doesn't mean that those 2,000 yard season didn't happen. It fucking happened.
Yep.
He was probably in ways better than Jim Brown and Barry Sanders in certain aspects.
Sure. Absolutely.
He was that gifted,
Yeah.
but you kill people.
I
and
just
people
I
tend to
remember seeing
get all
like
they get all uppity toward you
yeah
when you do that.
you take your
Him
knife,
and Chris Benoit.
you take your knife and you cut all the way through someone's throat to the spinal cord, and and Pez dispenser them, and you act like, man, like they're so like it's
You
so
let Kato
wrong.
Kalin live with you. You do a
Dude,
lot of bad stuff.
What is going? What are we gonna hear anything from old Kato Kalin now that fucking OJ's gone and he doesn't have to worry about being murdered by him?
Yeah.
Because that's why he didn't say anything. He's in fear of that man his whole life.
No, he's live in Tahiti or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I haven't heard about him.
made
in
friends
years.
with a bunch of fucking Tongans and just hide behind them. Like, nope.
I haven't heard shit in years about that guy, but I'm wondering if he'll
Kato?
come out of the woodwork.
Oh,
now.
they had not a statement from somebody asked him about this, and he's like, he didn't really say much. So I don't remember what he said.
Okay.
The thing is,
I wondered about it.
I remember the day he got chased, in his Bronco.
Yeah.
I was eating the Taco Bell that had a special type of nachos that had guacamole dip.
Wow.
I don't remember what it was called, but there was a special 90s nacho thing.
Oh,
at
at
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And I was eating it while
It
watching
was-
it getting
I was
chased.
eating the
It was
same thing.
just
No, it
it
wasn't.
was just called the beefy nacho, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Because it didn't have very. It was small, right? It was
yeah,
like
it
a
was
really
small,
cheap.
and then it had
it had a
guacamole.
little. Yeah. It was called the beefy nacho.
Yeah.
I remember it because it was only like 99 cents.
Then a few years later, I went wild with the chicken chalupa. The Go Wild. Those.
Yep.
That's funny because we were talking about that at work. It was like June of '93 when
Yep.
the chase happened. It was a Friday,
Yeah.
and I had a migraine. Remember, I used to get migraines when I was a teenager. Before I went through puberty and stuff, I used to get migraines really bad.
Well, Mike Tyson's a convicted rapist. Yeah, but it depends.
He served his time.
Yeah, but but anyways,
Can I just live in denial on some things?
He never
man?
raped again.
Yeah.
I always thought it was kind of suspect anyway.
Sorry, Brian. What were you saying?
I had a migraine,
Migraine.
and I just basically I was in bed all day, and I was sick, and I woke up, and Mom's like, "You want to eat something?" Because I don't eat when I have a headache, because I fucking throw it all up. Like, yeah, I'll eat it. I got up and I'm like, I'm starting to eat, and I'm like, what are we watching? Tiger game on? They're like, no,
Yeah.
we're watching this. And it was OJ. And I was like, you're still groggy from sleeping all day, and you're like, wait, is this real?
Yeah.
Like, they're like just chasing him at like 4 miles an hour. It's fucking the stupidest chase ever, and they had 200 cop cars behind them. I'm like, this is stupid. Is this real? But no, it was real. It was stupid.
Oh, I remember picking up, going and picking up Bry
Yeah.
Glove don't fit. You
and
can't quit.
for work.
You have to
take
quit.
him to work
Must.
with me,
Must.
and he's like, "Dude, look what's going on." I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
I think
He goes, "I think OJ did it.
I think it was
He's running."
It might have been the most like mass covered thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oklahoma City happened, and they were still talking about OJ more.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City was like horrible.
Right.
Like, you know what, man, but this OJ shit. Yeah, I mean, I know a bunch of people got blown up in that building, but man, OJ. Let's talk about this.
Let's do this. This
Yeah.
is more important.
Yeah. Forget the 300 people that got blown to chunks.
Well,
Talking
yeah.
about OJ. Yeah, it was a weird time, man.
It really was.
Well, it wasn't the first trial on TV, but it was probably the biggest ever.
Oh, God,
and
yeah.
It made court TV like
Tons of
everything.
money.
So
After that, everything was on.
And this is the main reason. Yeah, he killed his wife and Ron Goldman and stuff. That's horrible. But the worst thing OJ ever did was because he murdered them, he, in effect, created the Kardashians.
He did.
Think about it, because
Yeah.
who the fuck is Robert Kardashian? We don't know who the fuck Robert
Right.
Kardashian
We
is.
do now.
Yeah.
We do now. And guess
Yep.
what? Within the next couple of years, his insufferable children are going to be all over the fucking place. It's all OJ's fault. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Then Mark Furman went and like
Furman, German.
solved a bunch of murders
Racist.
in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Mark Furman.
I got to get my
Rhymes with
reputation
German.
back.
Racist.
Yeah. Me dropping the N-bomb on a phone call got this guy off.
That was
I'm like,
Yeah.
me trying to,
that was the skit with Dave Chappelle, right? He goes, Mark Furman, German, rhymes with German, racist.
Racist.
It's when he's doing the court thing. He's
Yeah,
like, he goes, "Oh yeah, Robert Blake did that shit."
Yeah.
Payne Stewart's plane. Yeah.
Oh
That was a pretty. That was another one though. I'm surprised that there wasn't giant conspiracies around that.
right.
Yeah.
That seems like the perfect thing.
The Payne Stewart plane crash.
Yeah, like they all died at altitude, right? Because of decompression or something
Yeah.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
But they're totally. You figure like,
There'd be some kind of
there's some kind
conspiracy
of
theory about it.
David Icke or somebody or Jones or one of them would have
If
Yeah,
that
really
happened,
built
if
something
that
up
happened
around
today,
that.
it would have.
Oh, God, yeah.
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 Yep.
They had dirt on Hillary Clinton.
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Bill Gates blew that plane up
He did.
because they had a rival operating system that would have been better than Microsoft. Actually,
What that had to do with Payne Stewart, I don't know, but it's true.
they knew it was in those shots. And they
rumor has it they were bringing a bunch of shots in.
That plane,
It was full of shots.
that plane actually didn't have Plane Stewart was actually part of a special forces unit. They were going to Epstein's Island,
Yeah.
and they were going to free them kids. Then they got shot down. They didn't crash; they got shot down.
That makes so much sense, actually.
See, I just made a conspiracy right there. We did it.
You need to publish that shit.
Yeah,
Watch what happens.
Payne Stewart attempted to rescue people on Epstein Island.
I got to Google that. I'm going to Google Payne Stewart conspiracy and see if anything pops up.
Nice.
Except I can't spell the word Stewart, apparently. There we go.
Well, there is
Payne-
two ways to spell
I
it.
spelled it Payne Stewart.
Stewart.
There's
There's
two
no
ways.
W.
There is two ways.
Yeah, that's true. It is, but it's it had false records, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody knows that. No, there's nothing really good.
And then the funny thing, there's conspiracies, there's fun ones, weird ones, and then there's ones that are so out there. Like the actual truth is Payne Stewart never even existed.
Nope.
You just remember him as somebody that existed, but he didn't.
It's Mandela effect.
Yeah. Payne Stewart was never even a person.
Payne Stewart knew about Tiger Woods' fucking expeditions, I bet.
Yeah.
Gotta die, shoot him down.
All right, we're gonna have to take him down,
And
guys.
Tiger Woods was so popular at that point, they had to keep it covered up. If Payne Stewart did have the information, that makes sense. It makes sense.
Surprised Tiger didn't go to that island. Seems like he might have enjoyed himself.
Well, maybe he did. And that's why
Yeah.
Payne Stewart's dead. It could
True,
be.
yeah.
It's a good point.
That's 100% true, Craig.
It's a good.
Payne Stewart knew about Tiger Woods' fucking expeditions.
Yep.
He's got to die. Shoot him down.
You can't, because at that point Tiger Woods was probably the most famous African American person in the world.
And they had to stop that. The thing about the Tiger Woods fucking is that all the great athletes of the past.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw like Muhammad Ali, Rocky Marciano, Mickey Mantle, all them guys bang tons of chicks.
Yeah. That
yeah.
They
totally
were pumping
dispels
chicks.
that dispels that myth that you don't have sex before fights, because they were fucking
Oh, dude, they were pumping chicks.
all the time.
And but the thing was, back then the media was like, boys will be boys. Whatever.
They're getting drunk and driving. Yeah, boys will
yeah,
be boys.
yeah.
Put them in a drunk tank.
Now
for a
they
couple hours.
what's wrong with him? Why is he fucking chicks? Because he can. That's why.
Yeah.
Because he can fuck any chick he wants. So
got
he's
a
going to do it.
disease. Sex addiction.
I'm not saying it's right. It's just how it is.
Sex addiction is not a disease.
Well, it's an alien wizard that took over. That's why.
Premise land. You had
It's
me
not
at
really
banging chicks.
It's not really a disease. It's an alien wizard
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
that needs to be shot in his fat face for talking.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's it.
that's.
You had me. Hey, cousin Ted.
Oh yeah, banging chicks, man.
Banging chicks.
Yeah. They're trying to psychoanalyze why dudes bang chicks.
Because we like sex.
Yeah. Well, considering
It's just a phase.
Yeah.
considering most of us have trouble getting one, it's
Yeah.
if you have access to all, you're probably going to take
Well,
advantage of that.
Once you've banged one chick, you want to bang them all
Yeah.
that you like.
Yeah. They everyone you see on the street.
Yeah,
Not me, other people.
right.
Yeah.
Then if they say no, you got to do the elbow grab. You know who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I could do to you if you say no?
I am fucking Brian from Radio Underground. You were going to.
That Family Guy episode with Sean Connery. It's like,
Oh.
9 no's means yes.
That's horrible. Neil
He's
Brennan's new comedy special, he says, show me an athlete that isn't a psychopath or an addict, and I'll show you an assistant coach. That's actually brilliant.
That's fucking brilliant.
Neil Brennan is pretty brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. Like his stand up his stand ups have gotten really good. I like them.
Like Pokemon.
Got to catch them all like Pokemon. Yeah. I got
Yeah.
it.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
You ever had any of this Prime hydration drink?
No.
You ever heard of it?
No.
I've heard about
It's
it.
red, white, and blue like a bomb pop.
It is. It's actually called Ice Pop. Right here.
okay.
It's Prime
They have lemon
Hydration.
and red in it.
Oh yeah.
This is the new hydration company. It's the new shit. It's really popular now. Owned by the Logan Paul and some guy named
Oh, great.
Kasai. KSI. KSI. It's a drink they started together, and
Former rivals, now friends.
they're business partners. So one of them represents it here, one of them represents it in Europe because they're European, and first year sales of $1.1 billion.
Yeah, KSI's from Europe.
He's Englandish. But yeah, I saw it all weekend watching WrestleMania last weekend, and I was like, that's shit stupid, and I went and bought one.
WrestleMania? You mean WrestleMania 40?
WrestleMania 40. Did you guys watch any of it?
Tell.
No, I didn't talk about it.
Do
I didn't
tell.
I heard how it ended, so I know the big conclusion.
Yeah.
But I don't know the rest of how the main most of the event went. I had no clue.
So let me start with this. I don't watch wrestling that often. I've watched now the last 3 pay-per-views.
Yes, you have been on a wrestling
I
thing.
don't watch Raw because Raw is on cable. I don't have cable. I can watch it eventually, but it's 4 weeks before they get it on Peacock. So if you watch Raw on Peacock today, the newest episode, it's 4 weeks old. It doesn't really do any good, right? SmackDown you can watch the next day on Hulu. I don't watch SmackDown. It's not as good as Raw. Anyways, the kids have been into it, and I think it's because they've seen some of the people, like the Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Who's
Muscle Mommy.
Who's yeah, something about her. I don't know what it is.
Delicious.
And they've been showing her at house shows. She wears the makeup on the live shows, the TV stuff, but at the house shows, she just looks like that, but she doesn't have all the face makeup on. She's still relatively good looking. Anyways, but they've been into like those characters. Dom Mysterio, who's just looks like the dirtiest piece of trash, but I think he's hilarious.
Dirtiest piece of trash.
He's horrible. He's got this like it's like almost like the bowl cut type thing on top, but it's really long and greasy in the back. That mullet look.
Yeah.
It's horrible, and he's got a little crappy mustache.
Oh, he's got a shit thin.
But it's part of his thing.
Yeah.
It works for him.
Dude, thin mustache.
It's
Mustache
horrible.
guys. That's fucking creepy.
But they've got some interesting characters now, and we just kind of got into it a little bit. They wanted to see the Royal Rumble. They'd never seen that before. That was back in January. Then Elimination Chamber happened to be on at like 9 o'clock in the morning because it was in fucking Australia. So I was like, yeah, I'll watch it. It's in the morning. So it kind of got to the point where like, well, WrestleMania is 2 nights. It's going to have all these matches. Let's just check it out. I didn't watch the first night last week because I was here, and it was on when we were here. But I went back and watched it the next morning. It was pretty okay. Day 1. I don't know if you saw any of the matches. Probably not. You guys don't.
I did.
Even
not,
though Mike can watch them for free, he doesn't ever watch them.
I didn't watch any bit of it.
None of it. He didn't watch a bit. The first day matches were okay. It wasn't anything really great.
I'm sorry for not paying attention. I was reading UFC results.
Oh, I know it's UFC 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that though.
No, that's fine. Day 2 is where it was at. That's where most of the good matches were. I'm trying to find a list of some of the matches so I can explain them to you guys.
Is Ken Shamrock part of that?
No.
Oh, then I don't know.
Yeah.
He's no longer. Oh, okay. I had a gripe though. WrestleMania now is 2 nights.
Yeah, it's
Saturday
Saturday
night?
and Sunday.
Friday night's Hall of Fame. Saturday is WrestleMania Day 1. Sunday is WrestleMania
So
Day 2.
it's technically 3 nights.
So it's technically 3 nights. And they brought the Slammies back, but that was at 10 o'clock Sunday morning. They did the Slammies last week. I didn't watch that shit. But they, it's in Philadelphia. And it was at Lincoln Financial Field outside in Philly at the beginning of April. It was relatively cold the first night. But 72,500 people.
Dang.
Good. The next night, 72,500 people again. Actually, it was like 72.3 and then 72.5. So either
You buy
way,
a ticket, you get one night or both.
you got to buy both nights.
Okay.
Some people paid. You can get a 2-day pass though, type thing, and some people paid up to $6,000 for
Disney
WrestleMania.
World, but simulated violence.
They're like $6,000. I'm going to sit right there, front row, WrestleMania. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll watch it here on my TV. The crowd was nuts. I thought the crowd was really into it, but anyways, 72,500 times 2 equals some amount. I can't remember.
What, 72,500?
Oh yeah, so
Yeah, that's 145,000.
So my problem was this. Monday on Raw, which I downloaded and watched because I wanted to see what they said. The Raw after WrestleMania is always the big Raw of the year,
Yeah.
They always talk about it. They're like by every metric, it was the biggest WrestleMania ever. viewership, blah blah blah, yada yada yada.
Star
Attendance,
power.
attendance. I'm like, hold on,
No.
Attendance, WrestleMania 3, one day, over 90,000.
93,000 people.
93,000 people at the Pontiac Silverdome. Number one. You're not doing that 2 night shit. 2 nights
Nope.
combined isn't better than 1 night
Nope.
of this.
Nope.
Especially if they paid one price.
And you're talking 35 years ago now, 36 years ago.
Yep.
They didn't have, all the social media and all the other stuff. They were doing this stuff based on WrestleMania 1 and 2 were good. We're thinking 3 is going to be good. It's all,
Everyone wanted to see Hulk versus the Giant.
They weren't on TV at all times. Right now, you can watch something on the WWE Network or live almost every day of the week. Something new. It's not the same thing. Sorry. Doesn't count. They're like, that's this. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, shut up. No. Number 1, WrestleMania 3, Pontiac Silverdome, 93,000 people. That's the best. But other than that was my only gripe with it, because the viewership was great. I thought day 2 was really good. Day 1, hold on, I had it here. Shut up. You messing with me, computer internets?
You had your recap ready.
Yeah, I did. Sami Zayn. Do you know who Sami Zayn is?
Nope.
He fought.
Is
oh,
he
you don't?
related to Billy Zane?
No, it's not spelled the same.
Oh.
He fought Gunther, who was the German Superman.
I know who Gunther is.
He beat Gunther,
You have the big chops.
Intercontinental Champion, and or whatever he is, U.S. Champion. I don't
Now,
know.
isn't Gunther been a champ for like a long time? It's kind of a big deal to beat him.
400 some odd days or something like
Yeah.
that. I think. Well, he's the longest reign. I don't know exactly how much.
More than Honky.
More than
Tonk.
Honky Tonk. Honky Tonk was always. They had a WrestleMania. Let's see. The Usos fought the 2 brothers, the twins, Jay and
Okay.
Jimmy, who are Rikishi's kids.
Oh, yeah.
They fought each other. They
Samoans.
they fought each other because they one stayed with the Bloodline, which is Roman Reigns' group. The Bloodline, and Roman Reigns is head table, and the other one wanted to get away from him because he didn't like the way it was going. He thought things were going bad. So now they're twins fighting each other.
Yeah, they didn't like. He didn't want to like the path.
It weren't a good match,
No.
surprisingly, because they're both athletic. They can do a lot of stuff. I thought it sucked, and most people agree with me. I'm just
Can't
saying.
go as hard on your brother, man. Unless it's like you're at home.
Yeah, they actually had a better moment the next day when they were fighting each other, not in a match. Anyways, that's besides the point. There was a women's match. 6.
And just brush past.
Women
Yeah.
wrestling?
Well, it was a
They're just supposed to walk around the ring and look pretty.
6-woman
Agreed.
6-woman tag team match.
All right, a 6-woman.
They had
that
Jade
sounds,
Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi fought Damage Control, which is the Asian chicks, and
So-
one Australian lady.
Well, 6 chicks.
Do you know who
all
Jade
together.
Cargill is?
No.
You should look her up. She's a really tall, muscular black woman.
And what is her
Jane
name?
Cargill.
Jade.
Jade Cargill.
You don't have to. Her and Naomi's the same way. Naomi's not as ripped as Jade Cargill, but she's also a really fit black woman. And then Bianca Belair is actually kind of a powerlifting black woman. So they're all really strong black women. Like,
Oh wow, she's ripped.
Jeez.
yes.
Ooh.
They've been
Whoa.
kind of pushing her along a little bit because she's got talent, but she's like really raw,
Jeez.
and
Oh,
she has a habit of kind of botching moves and stuff.
okay.
So they're trying to get her out of that.
Holy
They
shit.
fought a bunch
She's
of.
fucking got visible abs.
They bought a bunch. They had the 3 of them fight 3 small Asian women. And guess what happened?
Asians won.
No, the black women won.
Okay.
Bianca Belair, she has her own show.
It's
on
not
Hulu.
like wrestling though to put factions together based on race.
Yeah.
They never have done that.
They don't send a whole group of Mexicans down
She's
to play
married
the
to Brandon Phillips.
Yes, she is married to Brandon
Baseball
Phillips.
player.
Pro
Yeah.
wrestling's like prison rules. The whites stay with the whites. Blacks with the blacks.
It actually, that's funny. I mentioned the Usos because one of the Usos is married to Naomi, the other black lady, and then there's a wrestler named Montez Ford who's married to the 3rd black lady in that group. So they're all married to somebody athletic.
Is Montez black?
Yeah, I think it's Montez Ford. I got to
I would
double
have
check.
never guessed.
Her Montez and Bianca actually have their own show now on Hulu
Okay.
about their stuff. Anyways, she puts people like bigger women up on her back and just squats them and shit. It's pretty impressive. Not Rhea Ripley impressive, but
I've seen Charlotte Flair
Charlotte
with
Flair's
some big chicks.
she's like an Amazon too. They
Yeah.
got a lot of really strong women. Like, and I don't mean that like they're really strong women, like physically.
I mean, physically
Powerlifting
actually strong. Yeah.
The other
Yes.
one you said was Naomi.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see her.
she's married to one of the Usos.
Yeah.
So,
Jimmy.
what was the other matches? Trying to remember some of the other matches.
It's
that
a
night.
it's a physical statement, not a political one. Just a big, strong chicks.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's how they did it. So Gunther's reign as Intercontinental Champion before he lost to Sami Zayn's super move, the Hell of a Kick,
Yeah.
was 666 days.
Oh,
Because he's a Nazi. Of course, it's got to be evil, right?
yeah.
Then the main event. There's other matches too, but none of them mattered because I don't care.
Gunther should have channeled a Panzer.
Oh, that's
tank.
not true. Rhea Ripley fought Becky Lynch. I hate Becky Lynch. I think she's so fucking boring. That's Seth Rollins' wife,
Yeah.
but she's Irish. She used to be. I thought she used to be better. Then she had a kid, and she seems boring now. And I don't know if it's because of the kid or she just. I don't know.
is.
Probably wants to be a mom.
It
not,
is.
like mean
What's her
anymore.
name?
Becky Lynch.
It is.
She's pretty hot.
Kids are horrible.
Then they had a six-man tag match or triple threat tag match
Oh,
for the championship. Yeah, Becky Lynch ain't bad though.
yeah, I've seen her.
Judgment Day, which is Finn Balor and Damian Priest against
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Oh, I'm sorry, it was 8. That's right. Never mind. That was like 10 teams or 5 teams in it. It was okay.
Guys, I have to report that I've been retweeted by a very large Twitter account.
What?
It's called Make It a Quote. Have you ever heard of this guy?
No.
He quotes people that say funny shit or goofy shit or dumb shit in my case. But
Yeah.
But you know, I won't get into the political element of it. But there's a certain place in the world where they're blowing each other up right now.
Oh yeah.
Israel and Iran. Iran
Sent some drones.
retaliated back or whatever. But I posted, I want one more McRib sandwich before the end, and make it a quote. Look, he
They retweeted.
look, he made me a poster. Look, that's my avatar.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
That's great.
He's saying he
Now you got to find a way to use it to promote the podcast.
Yeah.
I said all the important matches for that day. The
Yeah.
last match of the day was the main event was Roman Reigns and Dwayne The Rock Johnson versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins,
Okay.
which was a precursor to the next night's main event. So if Cody and Seth won their match against The Rock and Roman Reigns in the first match, they'd go by regular rules in the main event the next night. But if Roman and The Rock won the next night, they would have to go by bloodline rules. No one knows what the fuck bloodline rules are because it's whatever their group, the bloodline, wants is the rules. You know, that type of shit.
The bloodlines. It's just as the Samoan family, right?
Yeah, it was. Well, now The Rock, he's supposed to be like the elder statesman type thing.
High chief.
Well, you can't call him that because Roman Reigns is technically the high chief, the tribal chief,
Okay.
but he's like the elder. We'll call him the elder. You know, Paul Heyman's there. He's the wise man of the group. He's one that kind of calculates everything. And then there was the Usos, and then Solo Sikoa, who's like the enforcer, who's like this big, huge, broad, thick Samoan.
That's all of them.
Who's the
That's
no,
not-
like built like.
He's actually ripped or something.
No, he's not ripped. He's really just thick. The other guys are muscular and ripped and lean and stuff. He's like the brute enforcer guy. He's heavy. He's built more like Rikishi,
Okay.
but in shape.
Well, yeah.
So broad shoulders, really wide, really strong looking. Looks like a power lifter.
Incredibly dense bone structure.
Yes. He's the third Uso brother. So they're all related. He doesn't go by Uso, but he is an Uso. He's Rikishi's third kid. So he has 3 kids wrestling currently. Anyways, so the winner of that match gets their rules in the main event the next night, which is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. The Rock and Roman Reigns win. Although overall, I didn't think the matches were exciting on day 1. They were way better on day 2 because just better matches. I don't know what they waited for, but I'll tell you this. Well, anyways, Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns the next night, and it's a new day now in WWE because the Vince era is over. Basically, is what they're saying. Triple H is taking over. Triple H was already doing a good job with the new talent, anyways. He has been for years. He's the one who kind of cultivated NXT and all this other stuff and created some of this new talent anyways, and now they're doing stuff based more on what he likes or what he's kind of been doing for the last 15 years anyways. So now that Triple H is in charge, everything's...
Isn't McMahon's daughter his old lady or something?
Yeah.
This is his wife, yeah.
Yeah.
She's probably going to be Stephanie Levesque now.
Yeah.
They're going to drop the McMahon
that's the other
shit.
thing. Did not...
Yeah.
This shocked me. All these years I've been saying Levesque, and guess what? The S is silent. In his name.
Levesque?
It's Levesque. They said it like 18 times this week. I'm like, why do they keep on saying it wrong? And somebody's like, no, that's right. That's why he pronounces it.
I've always said Levesque.
I always said Levesque.
That
was the biggest shocker in my head.
What? I didn't know his real name.
Yeah, it's
Jean-Paul Levesque.
Yeah.
People that know
Wait,
him. People
Triple
that,
H?
He's from Canada.
Oh.
No, people. No,
I thought like that Triple H was like his initials.
It used to be Hunter
No,
Hearst,
his-
but that was also a ring name.
Now his real life friends like Kevin Nash and Heartbreak Kid, they just call him Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought his name was Hunter.
Yeah.
I thought that was his real name. Then they just called him Triple H.
That was his blue blood name
Gotcha.
because that was part of his character at first. The main event, though, the championship match the second night.
Mm-hmm.
Bloodline rules, so anything goes. The one Uso brother messed up the match, tried to get Roman to win. Guess what? It didn't work. Cody's too strong. Cody's too determined, if you will. So his brother comes down and takes him out, so he can't interfere anymore.
Brian, now in the lead up, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because Cody Rhodes also has a noted bloodline.
Exactly. So it's
So
like
did
one
they
wrestling
bleed
family
that
versus
in
another.
it? Yeah, did they bleed the family versus family in there? Was there like
they did in the because they do a WrestleMania announcement thing, like show, not a show,
Mhm.
but like a press conference every year. It's like, oh, it's coming up in 8 weeks, and they did it in Vegas in February. Here's what the championship matches and stuff. So they really talked it up then, and they did a little bit leading up to it. But Cody Rhodes' character has always been like kind of like that. It's always been about his dad and like everything he does because his dad never won that big championship, the WWF championship.
He never got it.
And that was the whole thing. And they've been literally
Dustin never did either.
the lead up has been since last WrestleMania. So 1 year of build up of him finishing his dad's story, if you will. And it was like,
if you will.
if you will. But literally, the talking about a long burn, 1 full year of this, where they just trying to have him conclude the story. So they really built it up well over the last 12 months. Okay, he lost in the main event last year through the nefarious means.
They cheated.
They cheated.
Sons of bitches.
So that basically from that point on, it's like, nope, this has got to be his. And then when they brought the Rock in, and they were gonna have the Rock fight Roman Reigns, just and they kind of changed the story because they're like, wait a second, this is gonna work way better if we do it this way. Anyways, doesn't matter. The lead up. So basically, first one was the one Uso messed with the match. He interfered. His brother came in, stopped him. Then Solo Sikoa, who is totally not an Uso but is an Uso, did the same thing, interfered, and it didn't work either. And then someone had to come out and stop that dude because, like, you can't have that. So who comes out? The Shield. You know who the Shield is?
Yeah, Seth Rollins.
Well, yeah, it was Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and
Moxley or
Dean
whatever.
Ambrose, yeah. So the music comes on, and everybody's like, wait, what the fuck? How can they be here? Seth Rollins trashed his knee earlier in the night. Like, literally, he blew out his MCL during his match. Or he did the night before. He still wrestled his match, but he shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
But come to find out, he actually did hurt himself. He's really hurt.
Okay.
So he's like, he can't come out. Well, he does come out with a chair, and he gets stopped right away. It was stupid. Roman Reigns tackled him. The Rock came out. No, I'm sorry. So he stopped Seth.
Okay.
Knocked him out. It's like, oh man, now Cody's totally gonna lose. And then all of a sudden, John Cena runs out.
Yeah, that one I saw from this point you're describing on.
Yeah.
I saw. Okay.
And then John Cena starts takes out Solo Sikoa, gives him his move on top of the table, the Spanish announcer table, of course. It's always a Spanish announcer
yeah,
table.
they always go after those guys.
Although they did destroy both tables this time. And then he's out there and he's like, yeah, come on, do it. And all of a sudden the music comes on and The Rock comes out. So now John Cena looks just completely like scared shitless because The Rock's coming out. It's like, man, you guys are evenly matched back in the day. Why you look so scared?
Yeah, what's the thing now?
Apparently The Rock's unstoppable because he just blows through everybody and just destroys John Cena. He's about to, finish the match, help Roman finish the match, and then all of a sudden the lights go out and the Undertaker appears.
Who's
like-
really the truly most unstoppable?
Yeah, and then he takes out The Rock, and then the lights go out, and then when it come back on, everybody's gone. Like the Undertaker took everybody back to hell or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he actually came back to.
Yeah, he just all he did was power bomb.
Now the rumor
okay.
rumor has it that was supposed to be Austin Slot, but they couldn't make a deal. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
But Undertaker's obviously a legend, so that works either way.
So there was people that said that, and then he takes everybody away, and then Cody ends up giving Roman Reigns his special move, the Crossroads,
Okay.
which the names of some of this stuff are
Bad.
Crossroads.
the Crossroads. It's
Yeah.
just,
See you at the crossroads.
and but he doesn't just do one or two. He does it 3 times consecutively, a triple Crossroads, which sounds like a lot of roads crossing.
Like a really good blues guitar battle.
He pins him 1, 2, 3. The pop in the building is fucking insane. It's so loud. It's insanely loud. The match was that night was pretty good. Now my problem is this: people are, and I have nothing to compare about because the last time I watched a WrestleMania was 6 years ago, and before that it was 15 years maybe. So I've watched, of the last 20, I've probably watched now 3. So I have no comparison. And before that, I probably didn't watch a bunch. But everybody's like, it's the best WrestleMania ever. Maybe it is. But most people were like, no, like last year was better. And also the year before that, what about 17 and what about all these other ones? I'm like, I don't know.
What about WrestleMania 3?
All I know is I was pretty entertained. And I don't watch wrestling that much. And I was able to follow some of the storylines.
Right. It looked pretty good. The ending, the crowd was nuts.
Oh, the crowd was nuts.
They won. They definitely did a good job.
If I never hear that Cody Rhodes song again, I'll be happy because they played it over and over and over again.
I will predict this, and I don't predict much.
Yeah.
I think pro wrestling is the business is about to blow up again.
Because of the Netflix deal and everything.
Because the Netflix, because of all that, the McMahons are kind of going away. There's new blood coming in.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing these people in mainstream stuff again.
Yeah.
Didn't they do?
Rhea Ripley's everywhere. Everyone wants to fuck her.
Yep.
There's all this things. Yeah, it seems like they're about to blow up again. The business, as it were.
Oh, the LWO is doing well too.
Oh, dude, I totally forgot.
I'm
what I was
sorry.
gonna say.
Wrestling.
Oh, didn't the Saudis get involved and
they own it.
Yeah. Okay.
They own that and the UFC.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. That Endeavor, is that the name of the group? Endeavor, TKO or Endeavor, whatever one it is.
I have no idea what the.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the one of the big backers is the Saudis. That's why they're doing it. They always do those special events that you can only get in Saudi Arabia, the Crown Jewel, where a lot of the female wrestlers don't go.
They can't.
But
What the hell is wrong with that?
so
Some guys
and
got
I think
some good
I think
points,
it comes up then. I think it's like Memorial Day weekend or something. But it's in Riyadh. No, it's not Riyadh.
Oh.
It's in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, which is another place in Saudi Arabia. It's another place where rich Saudi people live.
Trillionaires.
Get that money.
But yeah, it was
money, man. It's still the same.
again. So the next, because again I don't have cable. I wanted to watch the Raw. I downloaded it. We're watching it, and I'm not even joking. They did the introduction of Cody Rhodes. Oh, I'm sorry. Triple H came out, talked about how it's the best WrestleMania ever by every metric, blah, blah, blah. He's wrong because it wasn't the best attended one ever. I don't care what you fucking say. Silverdome. And then he talked about the change in the company. He didn't mention any names, but basically everybody knows what the fuck he's talking about because everything's going to be different now because he's running the show. He didn't brag about it. He just said, you know, things are going to be different now. This is where we're going to do stuff, you know, base it on talent and people developing and all this other stuff. And then he brought out Cody Rhodes, and he talked fucking forever. And then Dwayne Johnson came out because he wanted to talk back at Cody Rhodes, and they had kind of an awkward, I don't know what the fuck, exchange with the belts. I think The Rock was drunk. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He probably wasn't drunk, but he talked shit to the Philly fans, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He did it because he did a couple.
Rock works better as a heel. I don't care what anyone says.
He did it before the show. He was 2 hours late to an event, a fan event, and he was supposed to do some stuff. And he showed up, and they were yelling at him, saying stuff to him. He's like, "I'm sorry, I was busy watching Jalen Hurts playoff success videos." Oh wait, no, there aren't any. Basically, just
there was I watched somebody posted a clip on Instagram of him and Steve Austin. It was an anniversary of when he threw him into the Detroit River.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It was like
That
27 years or something like
logistically
that.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Remember the giant fell off Cobo Hall into the river?
Yeah, into the river. It
Even
doesn't
though
work
it's
that
like
way.
way away from the fucking base of the building.
Right.
Still fell in it.
So The Rock comes out, and the Raw after WrestleMania, the first one was also in Philly, but not instead of being at the Link, it's now in the other one. I think it's either where the 76ers or the Flyers play. I don't know, but it was an indoor one, and it still had 20-something thousand people there. So if you count everybody over this 3-day weekend, 160,000 people. Still not Silverdome numbers. Anyways,
Because it's a single day.
they wouldn't let The Rock get a word in. They were just the whole time every time would say something, put the mic. So the first 40 minutes of Raw was talking, but not even that, because a lot of it was just fan noise. The announcers weren't talking.
And then they're just being quiet while the fans go nuts.
Yeah. And no joke, 40 minutes in and nothing has happened yet. Like, oh, okay, we'll have a match coming up next. Nope. Guess what? More
No.
talking. Then they had like this a match. It was like this guy or Shinsuke Nakamura versus dude from NXT who's the champ there. I'm like, okay. And then it's like two people you never heard of though, really. And then they're like, more talking. Judgment Day is coming out. Damian Priest is the new champion. Blah blah blah. Oh, I forgot about that match. Fucking shit, I'm sorry. So Seth Rollins came out the next day, injured as fuck. Had to fight Drew McIntyre, who's a giant guy. You ever seen Drew McIntyre? Big Scottish guy. And
Yeah, I've seen him.
had to fight him injured. And Seth is not the undisputed champion or universal champion. He's just the heavyweight champion. Because there's 3 different championships for men. And CM Punk was a special announcer. And he was, whatever. Anyways, Seth basically has to like drop out of the match because he can't wrestle anymore. But he didn't just say like, oh, just pin me. He like still fought, but basically he couldn't do anymore. He literally couldn't walk. For reals, couldn't walk.
Yeah, that dude's big.
Yeah, he's big. He's like 6'10". So Seth
it says 6'5", 275.
yeah, whatever he is.
Yeah.
He's big. He's a big guy. Anyways, he pins Seth. He's the new heavyweight champion. Then he gets on the table and he's talking shit at CM Punk. And just saying stuff to him. He's like, you just won a championship. Why you focused on me, CM Punk? Why you focused on me, CM Punk? Just worry about, you won the championship. Just celebrate this. And he keeps on talking shit. So CM Punk sweeps his legs out from under him while he's on the table, beats him up, does stuff. He's out of it. And then Damian Priest has the Money in the Bank. He can cash it in. You know, are you guys familiar with Money in the Bank concept?
No, I don't know what it is.
They have a pay-per-view, Money in the Bank. If you win that match, you get a briefcase with a contract in it. And you can cash it in for any match you want at any time. Doesn't matter when, at all. You can do whatever you want.
That's cool.
So basically, CM Punk beats up Drew McIntyre after he won the title. Damian Priest runs down to the ring. That was another big pop. His music came on, and everybody just lost their minds. Like, oh my gosh. And CM Punk's like, what the fuck? Runs down there. He hits Drew McIntyre with the briefcase that has the contract in it, knocks him out, and then gives it to the refs like, I'm cashing in right now. The ref's like, okay. They ring the bell. They get him in the ring. He beats him up. He instantly pins him, and he wins the heavyweight title from Drew McIntyre, who held it for 5 minutes and 40 seconds. So,
shortest reign ever.
It's one of the shortest reigns ever. Seth Rollins did it a couple years ago to somebody else, and I think that's actually the shortest reign ever. But he's one that kind of started it. But this one was different because CM Punk. And CM Punk afterwards, Drew McIntyre was like looking at him like, what happened? And he's just sitting on a table, just clapping his hands and laughing at him. Like, haha. So that's going to be the new rivalry. It's going to be Seth and CM Punk. Or Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
Yeah, new rivalry.
My
heat.
wife said something weird about CM Punk, though, which
What's that?
kind of disturbed me.
Dale Watson.
She's like he got better looking as he got older. I'm like, fuck you. So now I think she has a crush on CM Punk. I think she has a crush on him now. Like he was dressed, he was all dapper looking. He had a suit.
Dapper.
He looked dapper. He had a really nice suit. Like I'm gonna see if I can find the suit. But his suit I thought was like, I'm like, damn, that's a good suit. It's gonna be 75 degrees tomorrow.
It is.
Sure, that's what it says.
Hmm.
Anyway, so it was an interesting match. I know we're not all big wrestling fans. I've gotten more into it lately only because my children.
I had 2 points, but I don't remember the first one. But the second one is Cody Rhodes' wife is hot,
She's from here.
and she's from here.
Yeah, his wife is hot,
Yeah.
and she used to fight, but she's from Canton.
Yes. And went to University of Michigan, which makes her even more awesomer.
More awesomer.
But yeah, for sure.
I can't find. a
And
picture
she's
of her
hot.
suit. She is hot.
And
She got a nice butt. She got nice boobs.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
African American.
Yeah, I've seen her.
Here's the thing: a lot of people don't know about Cody Rhodes. Do you know what his ethnicity is? Well, his dad.
Well, he's
Creole.
he's a half brother of Dustin.
He's
right?
only half-brother,
He's only,
yes.
yeah, so he's
They don't
from
have the same-
Dusty's
they don't-
other another wife of Dusty or another woman of.
So
Dusty.
he is whatever Dusty is, and Cuban.
Oh
He doesn't look Cuban.
no,
No, he looks just like a white guy to me.
He looks
Yeah.
like his dad
Yeah.
in the face.
Yeah, but he's a lot more ripped than his brother or his dad ever were.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he's don't get me wrong.
I only remember Dusty Rhodes being a giant fat slob.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dusty has my build.
and Dustin
Had my
Dustin
build.
was like in between the two.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he was like tall and a little chubby, but he wasn't like he wasn't. Dustin was never obese. He was just kind of chubby.
if Cody was 2 inches taller, he probably would have. He's not short. He's like 6 foot. Maybe he's like 6 foot. But if he was in his shape and like 6'2", he'd be a completely different wrestler, I think.
Yeah,
But
Dustin's gigantic.
Dustin's
He's like
huge.
6'6".
Yeah. Cody's a really good talker.
Now,
And-
Dustin's been around a long time, right?
Oh, yeah, he was been wrestling since the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Cody is he's a really good talker and
Dude-
he can
dude.
play the game.
Think about it now with everything with the trans stuff.
Yeah.
Goldust was ahead of his time.
Oh fuck
That's
yeah.
what he was.
Or,
Gold
uh,
Dust.
ahead of their time.
Yeah, that's right. It was Gold Dust.
Well, Cody was Stardust at one point.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same thing, but he wasn't as androgynous.
But he Goldust used the brilliance of Goldust is he wasn't gay or trans at all. He just used it as a psychological advantage over their own homophobia.
Yeah.
You see, he used their anti-gayness against them, and they couldn't stand to even lock up with him.
No.
And they gave him
I
an
can't touch you. Catch you.
and then I don't want to
I'll catch
turn
the
gay. Goldust made me gay.
Right.
But he said he was the funniest story is like he was wrestling Savio Vega in New York City,
yeah.
and there's a bunch of Puerto Ricans there to support Savio Vega.
Yeah, of course.
And Savio Vega's like, he's like, when you get behind me to lock up, he goes, feel me up, like he goes, the crowd will go nuts. And he did the he
Yeah.
felt up Vega, and the whole crowd was like trying to rush the ring to kill him for being gay.
That's great. Oh man, you just made me think of another thing. So during the championship match, the Reigns Rhodes championship match, they went into the crowd, the Philly fans, and they're all tough. They're Philly fans,
Yeah.
and where they're walking, it's like there's no fans on this side. There's like this big lawn structure, and then like the beams for like some of the support lights and everything, and on this side of the fans, so they're like inches from the fans.
Yeah.
And they're all like, yeah. And there's one guy's like, saying stuff to him. He's saying stuff to Roman Reigns, like talking shit. And all of a sudden, Roman Reigns is like, yeah. And he's like, yeah.
There's nothing better than fan attacks.
Yeah, I know.
When the fans used to fucking, there was more of it during the NWO era.
Oh yeah,
Right.
And when they would fucking, and every time and then I remember they used to try to dim the lights and pan the cameras away.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to film the beating of the fan.
And the wrestlers
Probably
said
for loss.
the wrestlers said they were told if somebody came at them to attack them because they don't know if that guy's a knife or whatever.
Yeah, well, if the thing is about dumbasses that attack performers.
Yeah.
Because you're not really saving Roddy Piper.
Right.
The guy he's fighting is his friend in real life.
Yeah, right.
But-
But they're all drinking beer and doing blow after the match.
But so not only do you get beat up by the guy that's beating up your hero, your hero is also going to beat you up.
yeah,
Because
They're both going to beat the fuck out of you
Yeah.
for going in that ring.
I mean, I went. Well, I don't even remember when that was when I went.
wait, I have a story. Sorry, real quick. This made me think of this. I'm sorry, I forgot about a match.
I thought you were kidding.
No, I'm sorry, I forgot about a match. I want to get the wrestling stuff done if I can. Three-way match for the U.S. Championship, which is the 4th men's belt. Logan Paul holds it. You know who Logan Paul is?
Yeah.
He makes this drink here, Prime Hydration.
Yes.
You're trying to get us on Logan's fucking podcast network?
I hate that. I don't like the Paul brothers, but Anyways,
I'll like them if they put us on their network.
it's Logan Paul versus
I like them. They're all right.
Randy
They
Orton.
make a lot of people money.
Their porn star friends we can hang out with.
All the people with normal names. Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens in this match.
Okay.
Really good match. Actually, lots of stuff going on. It's like whatever. Logan Paul's like in his 20s.
Let him out.
Logan Paul's in his 20s, and he's basically fighting Randy Orton, who's like older than me, and Kevin Owens, who's like in between the two. So it's like different age groups. They're all like 10 years apart, if you will. And but it was good. That was actually a really good match. They were like doing moves I haven't seen in a long time. Kevin Owens is a really good wrestler, and I've never seen him fight like that, but it was good. He's a French Canadian dude.
Kind of has a normal man's body.
Normal man's body, but he's doing like moonsaults and other
No,
stuff.
he's athletic.
Super athletic. The match turned out the way I didn't think it would. I'm like, there's no way they're letting Logan Paul win again. They can't keep pushing this. There's no way. And I was wrong. He won. But watching it, he did a frog splash. He's doing all this stuff. The fucking Paul brothers, I fucking hate them. But they're talented fucks.
Dude,
No,
they're
they're-
fucking super athletic. They're
He
like
has turned
very good
into-
wrestlers. I mean,
He was probably training
They're
beforehand.
athletic. They're good looking.
He was
They're rich.
He was probably training in the wrestling
I
arts
hate 'em.
before that, like professional wrestling arts, not that, but beforehand. And then he made his debut, and he's been training all along.
yeah.
And in 2 years, he's actually turned into a really good wrestler.
And then Jake's getting ready to fight Tyson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he's fought some serious fights. And
Yeah, he beat Anderson Silva at
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva was a fantastic fighter. I mean, he was not a boxer,
No.
No,
but he
always
still
quick
had a lot more
hands.
years of fight training than Paul ever had.
Right.
And he's old.
But that was-
I mean, he beats old. I mean, but the thing is, he's picking the right fights because he's got good business.
He makes them a lot of money.
Yeah.
The guys that fight him make tons of fucking money. To
That's
do
why
it,
they
too.
do it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I mean, if you pay $30 million, you go fucking fight him. Fuck.
Yeah, I'll get the shit beat out of me by
Fuck,
Jake Paul for
dude.
30 mil.
Why not?
But I just want to see Tyson and this kid.
Just
Yeah.
catch him.
I
just
really
Tyson
want to
catch him.
see them. I don't. I mean, I think Tyson's a bad dude, man. I don't care how old he is. He's a bad dude. I
He's
saw him
57
training.
now.
I saw
You
him
can still catch
training
him.
videos, man. He's fucking.
I mean,
don't-
I don't know. I don't know how much Tyson speed's there or not.
I
but-
have no idea.
But I know he's still the last thing to go is power. Could probably still hit pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
beat my ass. I know that. But
Logan Paul's not scared of anything in the ring, though. That's my last thing I was gonna say.
yeah, he's really good. I seen him do some like Brian Pillman type fucking moves.
Yeah. I mean, he's a lot of the
pretty
moves he's
good.
doing. He's kind of like I say. He did Eddie Guerrero's frog splash. He did a couple other things, but that last pay per view, the Elimination Chamber, he's jumping off of 15 feet in the air onto people and stuff. I'm like, he didn't care.
Yeah, the Paul brothers, man, they're
I like him a little bit more than the other one, anyways. Too. I prefer
was it Jake. You like him more than Jake?
Yeah. Besides the whole, what was it? Was that him that did the Suicide Force a few years ago?
Yeah, it was him.
That was kind of a.
That was Jake or Logan?
That was Logan.
They need to do a CM Punk.
But besides that, it hasn't done as much crap. I mean, he didn't seem as. I don't know.
How about this? CM Punk
Yeah.
versus Logan Paul in the honorary Chris Benoit Suicide Forest match in Japan.
I mean, I'll go to Japan to watch it
And they got to do it in the woods.
in the Suicide Force.
I
Yeah.
went to wrestling at the Palace. I don't remember what year it was, but it was during the Hulk Hogan Blackbeard.
Oh yeah, NWO days.
the Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah, Hollywood Hogan days. Because there was a dude dressed just like him there.
Oh yeah, that
Always.
guy's been around forever.
Yes,
He goes to all the events.
Yes, and but like
I wonder if that guy's even alive. He was pretty
There's a
old
Macho
then.
Man one now too. He dresses like day one of WrestleMania. He dressed like Macho Man, and day two he dressed like
Was
Macho
he down
King.
was he down by the ring, Al? Because he always he always had good
Yes.
seats.
Yep.
That
oh
guy.
yeah, we were way up.
He must have had a
But-
lot of money to go to all those
I
events.
went because like I think I know Jay went because Jay took me, but he went and he was like, dude, he goes, you gotta go, man, you gotta go see it. It's fucking hilarious. He's like, people are fucking, it's just such good people watching. And we went, and like there was guys like that were like up in our way up where we were like whipping tennis balls down at the
Oh, God, yeah.
fucking- like this dude just kept standing up going, woo.
Yeah. When I was at the Joe Louis Arena, a fan attacked Ravishing Rick Rude.
Yeah.
And Ravishing Rick Rude was known to have a horrible temper, and
Oh, yeah?
and he didn't beat the fuck out of the guy. He just real quick took him down and pinned him down.
Is he still alive?
Oh,
no,
no.
he died.
He died quite a while ago.
He died
Oh, okay.
years ago.
I thought so. I wasn't positive.
He had a heart attack. But, you know.
Shocker.
He's
Yeah.
another one. Like,
I
I
mean,
would-
these guys are so healthy. How the
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
he but
how-
you know, they always talk about some of the old timer wrestlers. When I was a kid, I hated Mr. Perfect because he just seemed like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I hate that guy. He
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, because I hated him in a good way because it's like, I hate this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I want him to lose.
I didn't
But
like him. Yeah.
He's one of those guys that everybody's like, he was the best. Like he did everything right. That's why I call him Mr. Perfect. But he could do a match. He could do the moves too. They still do the perfect plex. There's people that do the perfect plex now.
He was a good in-ring performer.
yeah. But Rick Rude was one of those guys too. A lot of people loved working with him because he could sell a match, but he could also do this stuff. And I never realized people thought that highly of Rick Rude until more recently.
Yep. Then the gimmick, Mr. Perfect, one of the reasons that gave it to him because when the wrestlers would hang out at bars, you know, they do stuff like darts,
Yeah.
and basketball, two-hand touch. I guess Mr. Perfect was good at. He's one of them
Everything.
guys that was good at everything he did.
Yep.
Like he could hit a golf ball perfect. Everything was he was extremely athletic, and just won it. But Brock Lesnar was talking about being friends with him. He goes, he was good. He goes, but I still feel Kurt had a horseshoe up his ass.
Yeah.
'Cause every time we do something, it would be some impossible thing. Like,
Yep.
how the fuck did you win again? But I was like, no, man, it ain't luck when you do it over and over.
No, that's just
Yeah, that's just being good.
Yep. It was, but I didn't realize that people thought that as highly of Rick Rude as they did. I mean, I knew people liked
Yeah.
him and they working with him, but I didn't realize it was.
So our next show is the 25th anniversary of his death. He died on 4/20/99.
Yeah, we were originally supposed to go to Wedding Wet next week. I don't think we're going, so I'll be here.
420, man.
Well, our traditional.
He died of
420
heart failure, but they said it was partly because he was doing GHB and
And probably steroids and everything else.
yeah. Well, he had narcolepsy.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what they
well.
said. They said that he was on a narcolepsy drug, GHB. I'm like, that's GHB.
Uh,
Are you sure he had narcolepsy, or was he just taking
The
it?
fact that any of them are still alive that are like, because Kevin Nash was talking about how they would do, like he said, people would fucking have like a jar full of different pills. And he goes, we'd be
Yeah.
going through like, I want the green, you know,
Yeah.
whatever one they wanted. They would, you know,
Yeah.
I need this to wake up, this to go to sleep,
Yeah.
this to get up for the match, this for the pain. Dude, no wonder their hearts just pop like zits.
Yep.
You can't do that.
Everything's changed.
I'm such
so
a
much.
pussy. Like I'm really like I take a Claritin. I better not. I better not have a coffee with this Claritin.
That's the way wrestlers are supposed to be. The drugs and everything. Now it's just too. It's so sanitized now.
Yeah,
you know?
the thing is like
It's TVPG. Like
that wild behavior made them good at their job, but it also killed them all.
yeah.
And it so I would want something like in between.
Well,
I want a little bit of wildness, but I don't want them dead at 40. I mean,
most of the guys now are, they have things to help wrestlers. Back then, they didn't have like support programs and all this other stuff like they do now.
yeah, they got rehab.
Rehab and all that stuff. Insurance. They didn't have any of that stuff. They did. But
According to Honky Tonk Man, he said he goes, I've hung around these young guys. He goes, they're like, he goes, I was like in the back and I was like, all right, man, let's get a case of beer, let's party. And they're like, oh man, I don't do like,
No.
none of them drank.
they don't do any of it.
It's like, oh, okay.
They're all clean.
They've seen it.
Yeah.
WWE is like, remember when we used to watch it was TVMA or it was like it is or TV 14 at the minimum. It is TVPG. It is rated TVPG.
Oh, wow.
Like they can't do shit. They don't swear. That's why they block everything. WrestleMania they said shit twice, and like I think they seemed like they were going to get in trouble. It's like it's WrestleMania. The Rock, they believed The Rock about 27 times at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah?
He said that he must have dropped 20 F-bombs in one tirade. And they're like, oh, and they're blocking everything. I'm like, this is a pay-per-view. What the fuck? How can you block it? It's all TVPG. It's just completely sanitized nowadays.
Ric Flair took a 2 milligram bar of Xanax.
Yeah.
Every day from 1989 to like 2020.
That
When
won't mess you
he
up.
got on dude,
Well, when he told the story, when he
I
was
put
on,
a half a milligram when I'd break it in half.
Yeah.
And I'd take that a few times a year.
well, when he first started
So he
taking
did
them,
8 times what I took.
when you
every
first
night.
started taking them, the doctors back then the doctors told people because they were told they're not addictive.
Yeah.
They were told that by the drug companies, just like fucking all the fucking opiates, the fucking Vicodins, non-habit forming.
Yeah, right.
That's what they said
It's
about.
basically a pill form of alcohol.
Yeah.
It
Like,
slows
well,
down your GABA receptors like
that's what-
booze does.
That's what he was talking about. He was like, he goes, then I realized I had to get off of them. He goes, it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Well, if you just stop dead nuts,
It'll kill you.
You could fucking have a grand mal seizure and
Yeah.
die.
My ex-wife had
Yeah,
4.
you told me about
She
that.
had 4 of them.
Grand mal seizures, huh?
Yeah.
They're fucking horrible.
Yeah. When they finally
They're like a 30% death rate.
when they finally got her resuscitated the last time and she actually was alert, they were like, welcome back. That's what the doctor said. Welcome back.
Oh, man.
Wow.
He's like, yeah. And then they were talking to her like the next day and she's like, yeah, she was doing 600 Xanax a month.
That's a
The
lot.
liver must have been taxed.
All I remember is
and-
at a show one day, I was like, my back hurts, and she offered me Xanax.
She's like, bam.
Well, Xanax? I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
She's
my
like,
back
bam.
hurts.
She had a bottle of them.
Yeah, she fell at the IROC during a show.
Mhm.
My,
right between, she fell off of that raised
Through the
area,
rail.
right through the rail.
and
I was like, I gotta fucking take
My-
her home. I'm gonna miss this fucking show. I'm so pissed off right now.
and my late sister Hillary was talking about. She said, and a bunch of pills went everywhere.
Yeah.
And she's like picking them up off the ground and just putting them in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, she asked Hill, she goes, "You want one?" Hill's like, "Nah, I'm good."
So,
I'm like,
so when they started giving her those, do you know what they told her? This is
not
exactly how.
addicting.
This is exactly how they said it. When you start feeling the anxiety come on, take one, and just keep taking one every 20 minutes until it goes away.
It takes 20 minutes for you to even feel it.
That's what they told her.
Sometimes 45 minutes.
I was sitting right there. They're like, just keep taking them. They're very low
Well,
dosage.
lucky-
They're very low dose. Just keep
Lu-
taking them every
I-
20 minutes.
I had a smart doctor. He's like, "You have panic attacks. Take these in an emergency only, and don't take them frequently.
right.
Take them if you're having a really bad day, and don't take them days and days in a row."
Yeah.
So I would get 30 pills a year, and usually I would take about 10 a year, and I would give them away
Smart.
to people that had issues.
Sure.
Or just sometimes it's just people that are nervous. Like, but because after about a year or so, they actually would do like cheap gum. They would disintegrate.
Oh, yeah.
They don't keep.
Yeah.
Xanax don't keep.
No.
Like, you could have like your blood pressure medicine from 2009 and it's still fine.
Yeah.
Xanax, they start powdering up. But most people don't know that because they eat the whole damn bottle.
Right.
Me being paranoid about everything, I'm like, oh, I'll take one.
Yeah, I mean, like that was the
take
that
one.
was like, I mean,
A
well,
half of one. I broke him in half.
when she got them, I mean, obviously they've been around for a long time, but they weren't heavily prescribed
Yeah.
until around the end of the 90s into the 2000s.
No, well, well, my mom, she was giving them, and she actually, just by sheer dumb luck, never got addicted to them. But she took them. She said one time I took them for like, this is when she was healthy. She's like, I took them for like a whole year every day.
Oh my god.
And she goes, but I said, did you have trouble getting them off of them? She's like, no. But I did notice she had restless leg. I said, and I told her, like,
Well, I mean, it is
I
one
to-
of the only
I-
things that can kill you if you try to quit.
I told her, I go, I bet. She said, my leg will jolt. I said, I
That's
bet it's good.
restless.
I
Yeah,
bet
it
it's when
is.
he used to take Xanax.
It
Mom.
is. It is.
And
Yeah,
but she
opiate
never
addicts get it.
had too bad of effects from it. But now granted, she had a low dose. She wasn't taking,
Yeah.
but you still every day. It's like if you drink every day, it's eventually going to cause problems.
Well, like
Yeah.
with any addiction, there is physical, but there's mental, and in most things it's both. There's that thought that, oh my God, I got to quit this, and it'll make you freak out, and it can cause a lot of issues,
Yeah.
So, but if you can get past that part of it, the physical addiction's going to be brutal, but you can do it.
It could cause a myocardial infarction.
Yep.
I only like saying it because infarction's a funny sounding
It's
word.
just-
Yeah,
Just-
they
or
those
enlarged
things
heart.
are. I mean,
Engorged.
it doesn't surprise me because not everybody's going to have the same effect. There's people out there that do heroin that probably could give it up at any given time.
No, some people are just lucky that way. They
Yeah.
don't.
There's plenty of people, but I mean, addictions there's
Oh, yeah.
a mental aspect to them.
Yeah,
Except for sex addiction. That
Yeah.
ain't real.
No, it's just alien wizards.
well, like I drank most weekends for 20 years,
Yeah.
and I never felt the need to do it through the week or every day.
Yeah.
But I did it every weekend. Some people, that's just most people. That's how their shit starts. They do the weekend drinking, then they go into the daily.
Yeah.
It's just your own personal chemistry. You don't know.
Yeah.
Till you get into it.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't stop eating. That's an addiction.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
like,
true.
like I don't think about drinking ever. No, I'm lucky.
Yeah.
That's a fortunate thing. I don't think about it. You know?
It's weird to me is people that don't like to eat. They eat just so they don't get shaky.
Yeah.
I think, how do you do that? Like,
I eat because I like food.
I go, I don't know. I'm really, I eat because I got to.
Yeah, I like food. I enjoy food, but I know like now my body's like, because I started listening to it more. Like I don't eat as much. I try to eat less types of things that I don't. I know they're not that good for me, and I have a hard time digesting things now, and it sucks because I love pasta.
Well,
A girl I
pasta
work
is
with,
really horrible on my guts.
a girl I work with that had, she had early stage cancer in her colon.
Yeah.
They took it all out. She's fine, but
They had to remove the whole colon.
no, just the cancer.
Okay.
But she says she actually looks really good because she's lost weight.
Yeah.
But she's cute. She's a nice looking girl anyway.
Looks hot.
But she was like, well, I'm losing weight because I'm just afraid to eat other than a few things that I know I can handle. Like I'm afraid to
It's
go
tough.
beyond it.
Yeah, it's
Because there's
tough.
certain. Because she goes, I don't know what's just gonna make me
Dude, there's certain stuff.
kick back.
Listen, there's literally stuff that I eat, and like 10 minutes later, I piss out my ass.
yeesh.
Yeah,
And
I imagine. Yeah, I mean,
it
there's
sucks. So
got part of you missing.
dude, I didn't want to believe it, but fucking pasta and fucking bread are two of the things that go right through me. When I eat a lot of pizza, I'm in fucking. I mean,
Well,
I'm in hell.
What do you consider a lot of pizza?
Like if I eat like 5, 6, 7 slices, but I mean,
No.
it doesn't matter if I eat
Amateur.
if I eat 3 or 4, or
Sorry.
it doesn't matter. It just hits me.
I can
almost
only
in-
imagine the ungodly inflammation I have from all the fucking carbs I eat. I can't believe I'm not dead.
Before I left here, because we had pizza last night. I still had the flyer on the table, and it said, "This pizza says feeds 1 to 2 people," and it shows 1 pizza. I'm like, 1 to 2.
Oh,
Circle
yeah.
that first number there.
1 to 2.
I can
yeah.
I can easily eat a whole large pizza.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I have no problem putting down a large.
I will notice.
But you shouldn't.
I think it's just age. It has nothing to do with restraint because I don't have any. I simply can't eat like I used to. I just physically
No,
cannot
exactly.
do it.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like because I get so tired and feel like such shit, it's not worth it.
Well, yeah, the carb fucking
Yeah,
the
so-
carb crash.
Yeah, so it's like,
You
dude,
carb up and-
it ain't like earlier. I ate all I ate for me is not a lot. I ate 4 pieces of pizza, and I sat there on that. I sat there in that chair like, oh, I'm dying. I was like, oh.
I will tell you this. I'll eat a little bit of oatmeal in the morning, and then I'll have just a tuna packet at lunch. I don't want to eat a lot of carbs during the day because I know I'm going to eat more when I get home. It's a given. I'm going to eat more carbs at dinner. It happens. Yesterday, one of our vendors brought in bagels and donuts and gave them out to the whole crew and stuff. And I was like, I don't want a donut. I'll take the bagel and I'll just cut it open. I'll put my tuna right on it. I'll make like a tuna sandwich out of it. I had one thing of it. So I had a bagel. That's my extra carbs for the day. And I was dying. I was like, oh God, I ate so much. I ate one like extra carb. I was dying after I ate lunch.
Well, so, someone at my size, I probably could not eat a carb ever again and be okay.
Yeah.
I could probably like it wouldn't have. I would be really healthy.
But my problem is if I don't eat carbs in the morning, I'm like, if it's cold out, I'm fucking freezing at all times. My body's just like, oh, I need carbs. Cousin Ted said, I remember being a bottomless pit when I was younger. Now a 8-ounce steak does me in.
Yeah. I tell you, man, when I do
I
like
get the meat sweats.
when I like at lunch a lot, I eat just like I'll eat like just meat or like I'll eat like sardines. And it's completely different for me than all the carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's completely different.
No, I found that like, I mean, obviously bodybuilders and athletes will know this, but just regular white or brown rice, either the rices, like those are carbs. I can eat them and they don't cause me any issues at all.
Yeah,
I feel good when I eat them. Like
Yeah.
I don't feel bogged down. But man, chips and bread and fuck, dude.
Like they all affect me somehow. They've always all affected me, but rice affects me the least. That's why I had like next week when
There's
I go
a
to
reason
the doc-
bodybuilders eat chicken and rice, man.
Yeah.
It's a carb you can take.
When I had my CT and I had a whole bunch of blood work, I asked them to do some specific test because since 1993, every single grain in this country has been sprayed with folic acid. Do you know what folic acid is?
No.
It's bullshit. It was made by scientists in a fucking lab.
Many things that are killing us.
Yeah, it's made in a lab. There's no such mineral natural to earth or natural at all. It's not natural. Folate is, but folic acid's bullshit.
I thought folic acid was one of the main things. Tomatoes.
No.
not.
Folic?
I think so.
Nuh-uh.
No?
No. Folic acid's bullshit. It's nothing. It's not. It's man-made. Yep, it's man-made. But 40% of the population, maybe more, can't digest it.
Oh.
So that's why I had
Well, that's no good.
that's why I had some extra tests done. Because I'm like, if that's an issue, then I gotta fucking
Yeah.
I gotta start eating like either organic grains or I gotta stop eating them.
Yeah.
Period. But
I did not know that.
yeah, that's what when I was doing my research, that's what I found out.
Yeah, you're right. Synthetic B vitamin.
Yeah,
What am I thinking about
Yeah.
tomatoes then?
There's a I don't know.
I don't know.
There's something acid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tomatoes just have regular, just acid. It's
Yeah.
an acidic food.
Yeah, but there was
Yeah.
one main one.
Vitamin C.
See, like, that's another-
citric acid.
That's
Sorry.
another thing too. Is like a lot of the seeds really fuck with me now. Like
Oh, that
even
does-
like,
seed oils.
anything
Seed
with-
oils are bad.
oh, they're horrible. But like like tomatoes, I love tomatoes, but I can't. The seeds in them,
Yeah.
the middle piece part of it fucks me up.
Well,
man.
people-
If
Oh, I
eat
forgot.
too many-
I can't believe we've been talking about. I haven't told you guys. I'm like 95% sure I have a lactose intolerance now.
probably
You could.
If I have a now I can drink 2% milk because there's not that much lactose in 2%.
Mhm.
Skim milk obviously even easier.
Yeah.
2% milk is the reason I didn't really notice because that's all I've ever drank for like since I was in 20.
2%.
This is what my ma had.
Yeah.
This is what I kept hearing.
Yeah.
But when I eat like dense ice cream now, like a dense ice cream or whole milk,
Yep.
immediately the runs.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, I have some.
And it'll gargle my stomach.
I'm definitely having issues with the dairy since all this shit. But
I can eat a mini, those mini ice cream sandwiches. That's as much as I can take.
Yeah,
I can eat one of those and I'm okay.
I don't have too much of a problem with it, but I don't like 2%. I used to drink skim milk and 2% all the time, but basically it's so full of fucking sugar. They slam it full of sugar when they fucking take the fat out of them.
I need to go to just lean
That's
meat,
why Dad
rice.
drinks a gallon of it every other night. Our dad drinks a half a gallon of milk every fucking day.
Wow.
And it's all 2%, and it's so full of fucking sugar. It's like double the amount of sugar.
Yeah, if you're diabetic, that's bad.
It's totally bad. Yeah.
It's real bad.
Yeah, because like
Night, cousin Ted.
See you tonight, man.
a dude see you, Ted. There was a dude I worked with that was trying to. He was diabetic. He was like, "Yeah, you can't have any milk." I go, "Wait." I go, "You can have whole milk, dude." And he's like, "No." I go, "Yeah, you can. It's not full of sugar. It's all just natural sugar. So it's not. There's nothing else extra in it." And then he went and looked. He goes, "Oh my God, you're right." I go, "Yeah, like if you get pure, like organic whole milk." There's no extras in it.
Yeah.
Straight from the cow's tit.
Yeah, it's just like remember when everything was low fat? Everything low fat. If you look at it says low fat on it, it's got extra sugar.
Yeah.
Well, it's the thing. If you make something to replace something, it's better. It's worse in another way.
Yeah.
Like
Because fat's
like,
delicious, so you take fat out of it, and so now you got sugar. You got to make it delicious.
Like a turkey bacon or turkey burger, lots of salt.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's better for you. Now, if you have issues with triglycerides, eat a turkey burger.
Yeah.
But if you have an issue with your blood pressure, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Better watch out.
Yep.
But then again, I heard a lot of what they say about salt and blood pressure is bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, all right. So there was
Because I eat lots of salt, and it doesn't do shit to my blood pressure.
No.
there's
The only
a
thing
guy
that makes
I
my blood
listened to
pressure
that
go up
talks
is
about
thinking about my life.
Well, that was the whole myth about like they starting in the late '60s about MSG being bad for you and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's not.
MSG is not bad for
No,
you.
it's not.
That was just
Yeah.
basically
They just
whatever
guessed.
the rival to MSG
Yeah.
was at the time
Dude,
started a
well,
fucking rumor.
I mean, you can look back. There was a bunch
like
of scientists that were paid by Big Sugar.
yeah.
They were paid off to say that sugar wasn't the problem.
Why is it always
that
big something else? Big sugar.
It's booger. Well, dude, they
You
they
almost said
paid
booger sugar, did
they
you?
paid booger sugar. They paid all those scientists like $60
Latinos.
grand a piece.
Yeah.
And $60 grand at that time, like these guys were like, they just secured retirement. That's all,
Yeah.
They all admitted it later in life. They were like, well, we were able to buy a house and a car, and
Yeah,
and that
MSG is actually not bad for you.
But yeah, they were told just say it
Jan
was
Blakely
sugar.
says he eats it.
yeah.
Yeah, just say it was sugar. It wasn't. Say it was saturated fat. And then come to find out, like maybe it's not the issue. It's
Palatability.
Well, this guy that I started listening to, it's called The Ultimate Human, and he like owns like a medical facility, but he's not a medical. He's like got a biology degree, but he has
I know
doctors that work
I know
there.
the guy you're talking about.
Gary Brecka,
Yep.
and he was talking about like
The home record.
he's like 85%
Of the chief record.
like 85% of people that have high blood pressure. Basically, what he was trying to say is he's like, we don't know why people have high blood pressure necessarily.
They just guessing.
Yeah, they're just guessing. Like he said, if a doctor tells you, well, it's just in your genes, it's hereditary. He's like, ask him what gene is the problem.
Yeah. Specifically, which
Yeah,
one?
which gene is it?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, dude. Like, so I started like listening to him a little bit. I'm like, man, this dude, like, he's making sense. And I'm looking at shit. And at first, when he said folic
There's a
acid,
new
I go,
comment I can't read. I'm glad.
Tick begins. Okay.
oh, I know what that is.
All right.
We're going to see Helmet tomorrow night.
Oh.
Yep. We're going to see Helmet and Cro-Mags.
The
The tick begins. That's how one of their songs begins.
Oh, the Cro-Mags?
No, no, Helmet.
I know, but you said you're going to see the Cro-Mags with them.
Yeah.
They're still around?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there's, I don't know.
Got half
who's-
the Ben's got to be dead by now.
I don't even know who the well, John Joseph's still alive, and he writes
Okay.
books, and he's like completely clean. He's been clean for like 25 years. He runs fucking marathons and decathlons, and
Well, that's good.
he's like,
That's healthy.
he's like an insane endurance junkie and stuff, and he writes like books. He's, but he hasn't been in the Cro-Mags in like 30 years, I think. He's friends with them still, but like he hasn't done it in years because he was still a drug addict at the time. But I don't even know who's in the band.
Nah.
So,
Um.
but it'll be cool. It was
Yeah.
a pretty cheap show.
That's good. Cheap
It
shows
was
are
like $30 a ticket, but then they charge you. Oh my god, they charge you like
where's it at?
Majestic.
Yeah, they probably charge you $17 in service charges.
It wasn't too bad because it was 3 tickets. It was $114.
Oh, it's not bad then.
So it was less than $40 a ticket.
And then $24 in service fees.
When I initially went to Majestic to get them,
yeah,
they were $58 and $64 and $21 per ticket
wow,
in service charges.
that's crazy.
I'm like, dude,
Jeez.
yeah, because like they had money for their tickets, and I'm like, dude, I'm not paying $90. I'm not paying $80-$90
No.
to see Helmet. I love Helmet, but I'm not paying that much to see him.
Nah,
I've seen him, but then Andrew's like, no, dude, go to Helmet's page, and we went to Helmet's page, and they were $30.
Now I heard Frank Bello played with him for a while.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but
Well, they're New Yorkers. They're all
okay.
they're all New Yorkers.
I guess
yeah,
that's not weird at all.
Paige Hamilton. I mean, Helmet is Paige Hamilton.
Yeah.
But Helmet's I mean, he's had a lot of different guys. I mean, that first lineup was really cool, but like John Stainer was a really good drummer. But I don't think any of the original guys have been in the band in 20 years. I would have to say.
wow.
But yeah, he's Helmet. He always has been. He writes everything, and he's a New Yorker.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
He knows all those guys. Like, he knows the Cro-Mags. That's why the Cro-Mags are going out with him, I'm sure.
Hey, I was looking at our notes. We forgot to dethrone Akabono.
Oh.
Speaking of wrestling,
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I figured he was a wrestler.
No, he was a
It's sumo.
sumo wrestler.
Sumo wrestler?
He did do some pro wrestling, though.
yeah,
He did do some. Yeah, he was like a grand champion, like one of the greatest sumo wrestlers ever.
Yeah.
6'8", 600 pounds.
first one I ever heard of.
Weren't we talking
That
about
wasn't Yokozuna.
sumo wrestlers last week?
He was.
We were talking about
he was native Hawaiian.
Yeah.
We were talking about Fatu. No, we were talking about
Well,
What's his
I
name?
remember we were talking about
Haku.
Earthquake.
Yeah,
and we
John
were-
Tenna,
Yeah.
John Tenna and
Yeah. Yeah.
Haku,
Haku.
Yeah.
Tonga, Ming, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah,
Really tough Tonga guy that everyone's
Yeah.
scared of.
that's right. They were sumo. So yeah, and that was it. There was something else about a bodybuilder lady because we were talking about Rhea Ripley being a muscle mommy.
Oh,
She
yeah.
has-
Yeah. Kayla.
Oh, but yeah, Corey Everson and Kiana Flex Appeal were the first muscle mommies.
Yes,
But now it's like mainstream because of Rhea Ripley.
it is.
So they provided the fucking foundation,
Yeah,
and now she's like bringing the bit to the mainstream, man. The muscle mom.
she has, and I don't know what it is because she's not like conventionally. I mean, she was cute, probably cuter when she was blonde, but there's something better about her now that she's.
the fuckability.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I know.
You're talking about Rhea.
Rhea
Yeah.
Ripley.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I like both
yeah.
versions of her. Is what I'm saying.
yeah, it's well, the thing is, I actually think Keanu was pretty good at the line, and Corey Everson, I think is actually how
Yeah.
you say it. But after she was done bodybuilding, was at that line. There's a certain line where they still look feminine.
Yeah,
So and Rhea Ripley's there,
she's there
where
right
you're
now.
muscle bound, about as muscular as you can be with and still be feminine.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And she's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. There's a certain amount. Like Gina Carano.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
No,
when
no,
I
no.
saw her at her most ripped, she was still like wicked hot.
Actually, like that black chick you told me about, Jade, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was real close. She's almost over the
Yeah.
line, but
Yeah.
she's still right there.
Me personally, I think she is a little bit over the line.
Yeah, because the visible
Too
abs on
much.
a woman are gross.
I don't mind abs, but like,
Yes, and I know I'm a slob and I have no room to talk about
It's-
anybody, but still, I'm just it's
I want some softness.
yeah, like
But
you're not supposed to be soft. I should have abs. I'm a man. I'm gonna have testosterone. I should be in shape. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
But a
We
woman
all
should.
have low testosterone. Though.
Yeah, we're old.
yeah,
Yeah.
But that
But I
also
think
brought-
I think we just all have like it's just the way it is now, man. Like our testosterone's like dropped over the decades. or
Yeah,
something.
we're not as tough as the men that laid the foundation for us. Plus, we got all the fucking Wi-Fi in the air,
Right.
seed oils, stress, sedentary lifestyle. We don't have to hunt or anything. So yeah,
No.
we're barely men
Yes.
at this
Well,
point.
Yes.
so that brought up Kayla Harrison.
Yes.
Is she a fighter?
Yeah, she is
Mixed martial.
ripped.
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
Yeah, she just lost.
No, she won.
Oh, she won. She beat
Holly.
Holly Holm.
She's she's a bit much. You know,
Yeah, she's pretty.
pretty buff.
Yeah, she's
She's pretty buff. Yeah,
she's built pretty.
She had to cut a bunch of muscle to weigh what 135. She was like 155 ripped. And on a woman, 155 is fucking huge. A 155 ripped to the bone
yeah.
is big. It's a big chick.
Yeah, I keep on looking at her, and I just keep. Not that there's something about her where she has kind of a.
She's not hot. We know.
She's got a man face.
Yeah, she's not super
She
hot.
looks like a dude.
I think she's kind of hot.
There's time.
Yeah, like that. Not that picture, but there was another
That's-
picture.
there's-
she looked
there's
like
a
that.
pic- there's a
and each one
picture-
of mine is-
There's
No.
a picture of her where they
Yeah.
they made her up.
Yeah, they dolled her
and
up.
then
I
they
know.
put her and she did a press thing
Yeah,
and she looked pretty nice. So she can look nice.
I'm
Yeah,
not
she's-
feeling it, but
she's-
I get it.
Yeah, no, I see what she.
Well, they asked some fighter
she's
like
kind of dudeish.
They like, would you smash Harris? And he's like, hell yeah, I would, man. It was like some Southern guy. Hell yeah, I would, man. No,
Oh, yeah.
you
She,
better
tell
bet your
you
bottom. Yeah,
Tell you what.
I'll stuff her like Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah, she's definitely. No, I was kidding. I didn't find her really that hot, but
I mean, if you do, that's fine.
I didn't really.
You're-
I was
you
just
can't
kinda
help it.
saying.
If you're in a dude face,
She's
that's
all right.
cool.
She's all right.
If you
No,
like,
she's
if you
not.
like to fuck a dude face, then it's fine.
She's not really. She's
So there are some chicks that like.
like she don't look horrible there, but she ain't good looking. That's
No.
for sure. You know,
No.
she kind of looks like a dude.
I forgot to bring this up with all the health talk you guys, the super healthy talk you guys
Yeah.
come
Oh
up.
yeah.
But Americans are fat.
Oh no.
But
I never noticed.
There is a Facebook page that I follow, and I've been following for a while, and it's kind of
Are we?
it's supposed to be, I think satire a little bit, but it's actually just true. It's called "Why Do Americans Eat Like They Have Free Healthcare?" Is the name of the group.
Yeah.
And I was watching it yesterday.
That's good.
Because it's horrible. It's this one video I started watching, and it's like they're gonna do a butter bath for their steaks.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so it was like, all right, you got to melt down the butter. So let's get the butter. It gets down, and they melt down 16 sticks of butter.
For
It's
the
not
steak.
enough. You got to get it more buttery than that.
16 sticks.
So 4 sticks is a pound.
Yeah, so you're
So
talking 4
16
pounds.
sticks, 4 pounds.
I'm like,
That's a good sauce.
And I actually stopped. I said out loud. Nobody else is watching the video with me. I'm watching by myself, but I said out loud, did he just say 16 sticks? 16 sticks of butter. A bunch of like oregano,
Well, that's healthy.
oregano, shallots.
That's a plant.
And actually, there was another lady who did the same thing.
plant.
Another lady who did the same thing, but she only used 12 sticks of butter. But this guy did 16
She
sticks.
went light.
But the thing was, she's like, put some garlic in there. You know how potent a clove of garlic. If you break open an actual,
But she used a whole head, didn't she?
no, she used like 4 heads.
All right.
God.
I'm
really
not
good
kidding.
for
She
you.
broke it down into cloves and stuff.
Fucking
There was like
people 4 doors down can smell that shit.
There was 36 or 37 cloves of garlic. I counted them on the screen.
Like it's super good for you because it's like super good for inflammation. But
Yeah, that's a little bit too
but that's
much.
a lot. I would say you don't need 37
Then
cloves.
the thyme and the rosemary, she did a little bit of that stuff. She's like, the green stuff I just do a little bit of, and she did like half of a shallot, put it in there, and then again, so they're basically butter poaching it in the in the butter. Put it in the butter,
Poaching.
put it in the butter, put the top on, put it in the oven for an hour or a little bit more, and basically you're at lower heat, like 175.
Right.
You're just poaching it.
Yeah.
Then you take it out,
when you
and
sear
then
it.
you sear it.
Yep. In a pan, cast iron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. it's
And it did
beautiful.
it, and it looked great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And this guy eating is like he's definitely Southern, but also he's like kind of soft spoken and kind of gay sounding.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is by far the best steak I've ever had in my life."
succulent.
Kind of like Piglet, but Southern and gay.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
That's the way Mama used to make it.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Leslie Jordan. You know, the little actor guy, Leslie Jordan.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys, let's eat our steaks.
It's just a
That's what he's doing. It's just a little bitter. Don't get me wrong, they look
Piglet.
delicious, but when they said 16 sticks, I'm like, we deserve to die.
That's
Piglet,
16
Piglet,
sticks.
if he was Southern and gay.
And
That's
then,
fantastic.
so I start reading through it. Have you heard of the 999 challenge at baseball games?
No.
The 999 challenge is 9 beers, 9 hot dogs, and in 9 innings.
Mm.
I could do that.
9
that ain't
beers.
shit.
I could do it easily.
Oh, okay. Now remember, there's a pitch clock now. You don't get 3.5, 4-hour games anymore. You got to do it before the end of the 9th inning, which is at some games 2.5 hours now.
Okay,
You're gonna drink 9 beers and eat 9 hot dogs.
So we're looking
well-
at probably about 17 minutes of beer.
Yeah, when I was young, be no problem. I could do it.
And
I
those
could do it
aren't
now,
8
but
ounces.
I would be in rough shape. But
beers
I could do it.
beers at baseball games are 16 ounces too.
I-
To be honest, the hot dogs
yeah.
would be the harder part.
Yeah, that's right.
The 16-ounce beers might be, if it's a hot day,
Oh,
no, it's not going to matter.
16 out. Well, I drink light beer, so that makes it doable.
But I mean, like, even back at the height of the amount of beers I could pound, which I can pound a lot of them, but 16-ounce beers are tough when you start,
do 16 and 9. Yeah.
The other one I saw was
Because I mean,
No,
what's that? That's like 80.
I got a 12 pack, and I would get through when we would do a show. I would get through 8 or 9 of them during an episode, but we used to do 3 hours. Nah.
The
Plus,
12 ounce.
plus, I'd have to do hot dogs at the same time.
the hot dogs with the bun. I think is the hardest part because
That'd be pretty
it's
hard.
a lot of carbs.
So you
I
got-
could I do it? Yeah, but it would be hard.
So you
Yeah.
got
I could
144
do it, though.
ounces. So you got it's basically 9 beers, 16-ounce beers.
I think they're
is
16
12
ounce,
is 12 ounces. That's 12 beers of regular, like a regular canned beer.
Yeah,
I think
So you'd get,
I still think I could do it, but
In
it would,
3 hours?
I would be in a lot of pain.
if it was a 3-hour game or 3-hour game, I'd
The day after
I'd
would be horrible.
Like
Yep.
back in the day, I would probably done it no problem. If it was warm out, I'd probably have no problem with it because you sweat half that shit out.
that's true.
The 9 hot dogs with it would be difficult. That's what I think. The beer, I don't think the beer would be that hard.
I remember one of the sickest times I destroyed myself, and it was where the stakeout.
Yeah,
I overate, plus was slamming beers. Like I remember, like 2 hours, I fucking ate like 3 plates of food, and I don't know how many beers, and I just was. I felt, usually I felt hungover in 2 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Usually it takes the next day. I was like, oh god,
because you had meat sweats plus the alcohol and
Yeah,
everything.
I freaking threw up for like the whole next day. When I got home immediately after that, like it was horrible. So when you mix food in, it's a different dimension of pain.
It was just meat. That's all. Just steak.
Well, I ate a steak,
Baked potato.
and then who was it? Someone's wife gave me their steak because they didn't want it. I'm like, I'll eat it.
Steak with a side of
And
steak.
we're not talking about like a small 8-ounce steak.
Yeah.
Steak with
There's
a
like
side
here's
of
your
steak.
slab of steak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cook it yourself.
I got
also.
myself so sick.
The other thing I saw on this page, last food thing I saw that was interesting. They're taking slab bacon, so the really thick cut stuff.
Mm.
They're taking it, they're slightly cooking it, then they're battering it, and they're making chicken fried bacon.
Jesus Christ. Come on.
Come on, America.
Chicken fried. I mean, do you have to dip everything in fucking? I mean,
These
I
people
get
just-
how delicious
These people
it
just
is.
do not want to live.
Oh, have you guys ever seen?
Well, then on top of it, they're being told, because there's no such thing as shame anymore.
Yeah.
They're being told, well, no, just be you. Okay.
You ever seen a like what do they call it, Frito pie or walking taco, where they cut open the bag of Fritos and they put like the
Yeah.
taco stuff on it?
Yeah.
These guys did a Flamin' Hot Cheetos one.
Mm-hmm.
They open up the bag, they cover it in the nacho cheese and then the meat and then all the other stuff like salsa and pico de gallo and other stuff in the bag, some guacamole, some sour cream, except they're using a family size bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And so basically eating what's that, 11 ounces of Cheetos with all that stuff, like a pound of beef on it.
Right.
So it's a walking taco or a Fritos pie, but it's a family size bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and they're dumping all the stuff on
Oh,
top
God.
of it. It's crazy. I don't get it.
It's funny because, like, all the commercials, all the studies, and all the people bitching for years and years about smokers and how you're costing us more in insurance money, you're costing the healthcare industry and stuff.
Everyone just started eating.
It's so bad because we're talking about food. You said smokers. I'm thinking smoking meats.
Yeah.
What?
So then
People will just find something else to ruin themselves.
The amount of people that smoke cigarettes now is so small compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like it worked. The tobacco trials worked.
Yeah, none of these young kids I know smoke.
Nobody.
But the cancer and obesity rates are even higher.
Are fucking sky high.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Colon
'cause-
cancer is like what 400% more than it was.
So
10
you're
years
better
ago.
off just doing the 1980s drink
Dude,
and eat
drink-
once a day
Yeah.
and smoke.
Eat, drink, fuck.
Eat, drink,
Drink,
fuck.
fuck.
Yeah,
And
but
rock out.
But well, the thing is, when you smoke, you're not smoking all the time.
No.
When you're fat the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
No, and don't get me wrong. I know there's really like there are things that smokers get from a cigarette,
oh, they get
but
your
they
lung.
can. But I mean, like benefits to them, like but it's mental mostly.
Yeah.
But they do put stuff in them that give you
relieves anxiety.
They put chemicals.
Endorphins.
That doctor 25 years ago told me, he's like, they put things in cigarettes that release the same endorphin you get from exercise. So if you exercise, you're going to help yourself when you quit. You're going to help yourself not want the urge to smoke.
Exercise?
So
That
I
sounds-
believe
it's a
that.
foreign concept.
but-
to me.
Yeah, yes, it's bad. There's no benefit to it, but maybe now. I don't know,
Anything you
man.
like.
Curb appetite.
If there's something
Bottles have been doing it for decades.
if there's something that you like, it's probably bad for you.
Right.
Yeah,
Probably.
the thing, anything you enjoy is
Yeah.
pretty unhealthy.
Yeah.
Well, I
Except
think
for
that-
sex addiction, it's not a real thing.
I think
Yeah.
to obviously to the excess that we have taken everything in this
Everything
country,
to-
sure.
Yeah.
But I think that obviously if you sit down and have a buttery steak
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're butter poaching every
with the
steak you eat.
reasonable amount of buttery deliciousness, and a
I'm
little
all
and a
for
baked
it.
potato and maybe a little side of greens or
If-
something.
If you're cooking your steak in a cast iron, you're putting a couple pats of butter in it.
yeah,
That's fine.
Mhm.
16 sticks and poaching
I
it.
don't think you need that much, but I mean it is buttery delicious.
So gay sounding.
It's buttery.
I couldn't even find.
delicious.
I was trying to find the audio of that, and I couldn't find it. I have to go back and find it. And send it to you guys.
Yeah, because
Um,
I really want to hear gay Southern piglet.
It was pretty bad. It's probably not even as bad as I remember in my head. I'm just making it out to be way worse than it was.
It's great.
Did you guys?
So buttery.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was going to ask you. Question: Can I borrow $1? Can I borrow?
yeah.
Can I borrow your
My
entire
federal tax
your
dollar.
entire tax return?
My entire tax return is $1.
So
So it means you did it right.
Yeah.
do you have it like set up to where you claim like
Yeah. I used to, as a joke, it would be like sometimes up to $3, and I would have them mail it instead of get it direct deposited,
yeah.
and I would have the check. I have like 10 of them that I never cashed.
So basically, the way you do your taxes through the year,
You're
don't-
bringing more.
Well,
more every week.
it was set up by my work. I don't know how they did it, but it works perfect.
Yeah, because like,
Now sometimes my state I get a little bit more back,
Yeah,
but this year it was flat.
that's good.
Whatever.
yeah,
That's
usually,
actually what it should be. You should.
Usually with state tax, you should be somewhere like less than $100. Really, I mean,
If you talk to
if
any
they do it
accounting
right.
person, like we were always growing up, it's like I can't wait to get to the tax. You get your taxes back in the end of the year.
See
But
some people get like
realistically-
$9,000 back. You
But
know?
realistically, well, it's if you have young families and stuff, I get it and stuff. But you should at the end of the year, you shouldn't owe and they shouldn't owe you taxes.
right.
If you're
if
doing
you do it right, if you do, yeah, absolutely. If you do it right, and if you it's not easy to do when you got a young family and you're
Yeah.
trying to take care, and
But really, it should be easier because you should be
Like-
claiming more, so you're bringing home more every week. But you're zeroed out at the end of the year.
yeah.
But none of us know how to do it because the
Right.
tax system is so.
Yeah, but it's just
I did
my
it pretty
boss or somebody set it
successful
up.
for-
I didn't do that way. It just actually, you know what? Trace did.
I did it successful for a few years with I claimed so many dependents through the year.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, I just claimed myself. and I didn't owe them, but they didn't owe me. It was very little, one way or the other. So I was like, all right, that's pretty good. But then I screwed it up one year.
Yeah, me too.
And then I didn't fix it for years.
Oh,
So for like several years, and I'm like, I gotta fucking get this fixed because I owe them fucking money.
Well, the thing is, technically, all these years I've been breaking the law.
yeah.
I'll tell you how.
Oh,
Well, that's when I started working at that company. It was my parents' address.
oh yeah.
And even when I lived in Fraser and I lived here next door, it's my W-2s have always been in that.
Oh,
for real?
They're still to this day.
Really?
Wow.
And no, as I'm surprised I never called me like this is incorrect, because the residence is slightly different and you know,
Wow.
Yeah.
But what I
and you've been in this house over 20 years.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't look. One year I worked for somebody, and I got a 1099 from them.
If I ever get another job, I'll finally change it.
So I worked for this guy for a minute, and the guy he fucking paid me cash and told me he didn't 1099, and that fucking cocksucker 1099 me, and they tried to fucking put it on my dad's shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, same name. Yeah.
Yeah.
They tried to put it on my dad's shit. It's total bullshit. We have a different social security number. We have a different middle name. We have different everything. So for them to even act like, oh, yeah, it was just a simple bullshit. It was a simple. I didn't even live in the fucking same house as the guy. So tell me how it was that simple, you know? Just like shit on the credit report. Like they tried to put something on my dad's credit report. And I'm like, how the fuck do you think you can do that? I didn't even live in the same house, you know?
Yeah.
They could do what they want.
And then, like, I started getting my dad's AARP shit in Utah.
Oh.
And it had Alan D, not Alan T.
I don't know if it's you or your dad's, but every now and then I get AARP stuff here for you. I
It's
think
probably
you.
for me because I'm 50 now.
Yeah.
You're 50.
Because you lived here at one
50.
time, and every now and then you'll get like spam mail sent here.
There's good deals in the AARP stuff, man.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. So I forgot to tell you about this. So my dad's like, hey, for my hearing aid, they say that the app's better if I get an iPhone instead of an Android. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
okay. Because it's hearing aid. I'm like, well, I got to get a new phone too. I'll just get you and me the iPhone 14. And I didn't get the 15 because I'm scared of the radiation.
Yeah, so what's...
Supposedly the 15's really powerful and really
Oh yeah,
cool.
it is. Yeah.
But it puts off a lot of rads.
I'm sure.
Really?
And I don't know if I want that. You know?
So, like...
I'll wait. I'll skip till they get the rads down. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
They'll figure
keeping
out.
it in my back pocket would give me ass cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all right. You're already there.
Oh, yeah.
You're- But
I'm full of radiation,
you're
so I'm
impervious,
just going to
though.
repel it all now, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to get the 13 because the 13 is, I guess the 14 are almost the same phone. But then the lady's like, well, if you get the 14, it's only $6 a month. I'm like, fine, I'll get it.
14's great.
And then I said, okay, well, my mom's phone was on my plan, and I was like, well, I want to get a backup phone, and I might let like maybe my nephew use it or have a backup phone.
Yeah.
So I got three of them,
I have two.
and I go, but I need to change the phone number because my mom passed away, and I don't want to get a text or somebody that might still think.
Yeah.
There probably is somebody somewhere that don't know she's dead.
Right.
So I don't want to get that text, you know.
Yeah.
It would just be weird, and that's her number, and it's depressing. I don't want to get rid. Like, okay, well, we'll put you through, and then we'll send you a new phone. We'll change the number. Well, I got disconnected. I didn't think nothing of it because she said when they send you the phone, you can just change it when you get the phone. I'm like, all right. And then I called back the next day. I said, hey, when I get the phone, I'll just let you know I'm going to change it and just make sure. And she's like, oh, you can't because you got the phone on a promo. Like, what do you mean a promo? Well, that was a promo, and so I have to wait 90 days when I get the I said, well, I'm not going to use it for anything, so I got to wait 90 days after I get the phone to change the number. And the stupidest mistake I ever made, they're like, well, do you want like an iPad? They asked me right from the beginning, well, since your mom passed you, would you rather have an iPad or something? I said, well, how much is it for an iPad? Well, it's like $12 a month instead of $6 a month. I'm like, nah, I'll just have another phone. Yeah, I should have just fucking
You should have did the iPad.
Yeah, I was like, so now I'm going through all this shit. Plus, an iPad could be like basically a gaming console.
Yeah.
Because you can hook up, you can I found out that like it ain't obviously it's not as anywhere near as good as PC or Steam, but Apple does have a game store and you can play like Sonic and NBA 2K and shit.
Yep.
Whatever. So I just fucked up.
I think I'm gonna get my dad.
I should have just got a fucking iPad.
Well, actually, because an iPad you could take it with you, and they have GarageBand on it.
Yeah, and
You
I
could make music on an iPad.
Oh, and then I could put it in front of you two, and you could do drops and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on a
We'll
stand.
make those noises.
I fucked up.
Well,
whatever.
don't you have 30 days to fucking change your mind on shit?
I don't think so.
Really?
Well, they already sent the phones. I know that.
Yeah, but I mean, you could be like, yeah, this doesn't. Yeah, I mean, you'd think
I
that
changed
there'd
my
be some.
mind.
I changed my mind. I want to do. This isn't gonna work for me. So
Yeah.
it's a promo, and I want you to change
yeah.
shit. Don't make me drop you, motherfuckers.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna
could
get- I
have had
think-
could have had an iPad.
I'm gonna get Dad the iPhone because I got to turn mine in. I got the care credit. It's the fucking screen's fucking up. I just got to pay the $100 to get a new one. But I have 12s.
Yeah, this is an iPhone X,
get a
so it's
15.
basically like a 10.
Yeah.
This is old. My dad has a Samsung S9.
When I
My
got
mom had the same thing. They had old ass phones.
Wow, they're on 24.
well, when I bought
They
both
skipped
of
though.
mine, the 13 came out like almost right after.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they kept trying to sell it. I go, why would I do that? I'm like, if I give you these back, how much are you going to give me? You know? And they were like, oh, we'll give you good money for them. I go, no, you won't. I just paid like $2,000 for these two fucking things. You're not going to get me anywhere close to that.
No.
And it was like literally 6 months later, and they're like, oh, like $700. I'm like, yeah.
But because I didn't quit my job and I saw it through, they are giving me a $3,000 bonus. I could just buy an iPad,
You could.
Yeah.
just outright. But
Yeah. That's what I did with my phones, and like so I got that care credit, so I'm gonna get a new one, and I'm gonna probably give it to my dad, and then I'm probably gonna buy an updated.
There actually
something.
is a Walmart, and it sounds bad, but there's a Walmart version of the MacBook. That is only exclusive to Walmart. I don't know what the difference is. It's still pretty powerful. It's still got the same chipset. I don't know if it's like more plastic or whatever. That are like $700 for a MacBook, and they're supposed to be pretty decent. So I'm just saying, maybe instead of a tablet, you can get an actual MacBook if you wanted. Just a thought. Just throw it out there.
Yeah, I need to because I don't know what Mom's gonna do. She said they've had the same damn. I've had a cell phone for her for 3 fucking years, and she's never used it.
No.
And I'm like, I go, well, I can do everything through Xfinity and get everything.
Yeah.
But are you gonna get am I gonna? Do you want a cell phone for the house phone, or what? I mean, that's what Neil did for his mom.
Yeah. Mom's never going to change on that.
But
she doesn't want to
dude,
sell.
you're not going to be able to buy home phones. I'm telling you, they're going to stop
happen.
them.
I know.
And that's why I keep trying to. I'm like, look, I'll get you. I mean, it's just a phone. You don't have to use it for anything else. It's just a home phone.
Yep.
It's just going to be a cell phone. I'll get you a fucking flip phone if that makes you feel better.
Yeah.
I'll buy you a flip phone with that number on it. But she wants to have like phones all over the house.
Oh, I know. It's like stash one here. It's like Tackleberry and his fucking guns in Police Academy. She's got phones stashed all over the place.
Yeah, just have one.
So Justin Gagey got knocked out with 1 second left in the fight.
Oh.
And some guy said, he goes, I just bet $500 that the fight would go the distance. 'Cause you can bet
1 second.
And he goes, and at fucking 1 second left, he got knocked out.
Wow. That's
Because they did the thing where they point at the center of the ring because, they're doing the bad motherfucker title.
yeah.
So they both stood in the center. It's if you type in UFC 300 on Twitter and just see it, it'll show up. And they did the thing where they went in the center and just traded.
Yep.
And with 1 second left, he caught him perfectly.
That'd be frustrating.
That'd be a frustrating bet to lose, I tell you that. So anyways, yeah, I should have just got the 15, but I didn't want to deal with the trade in. I didn't want to. I would have had to do a trade in to get any kind of decent price. And
Yeah, like I mean, basically what I'm gonna do is I'll pay the $100 to get a new 12 or whatever, and they may update it. I don't know what they'll do. They'll probably give me some bullshit, because they probably don't even have 12s anymore.
Probably not.
But I'll probably give it to my dad, and then I still have my big iPhone 12 the big one.
Pro
that's got
Plus.
my super secret phone number that nobody else has at all. Not one person, which I should give it to some people just in case. But it's just my extra phone. It literally cost me. It's $6 a month.
Yeah.
For the phone bill, for that phone. My other three cost me. What is
I
it?
could still get an iPad for $12 a month. I could still do that.
Yeah.
You could do that.
But
Yeah. Well, that's $12 a month to purchase it.
well, they just put it on your plan.
Right.
It's like $12 a
but
month
at the
for
end
like
of 2
3
years
years or something.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Well, yeah,
I have
like
a-
my bill's like $120 a month, and 114 of it is the 3 phones. The other phones, like that was like the 4th, because they had a deal, and it's still the same deal.
Yeah.
That's why I got it, and it's still I'm not on a contract or anything.
That's
crazy.
actually a good deal, yeah. Because I pay for 3 phones $200 a month, and that's considered low. A lot of people pay $300-$400 a month for 3.
I have 5 phones and it's 3, just over 3,
Wow.
because Ariel's on ours. Still.
That's why I
She's
haven't
always
like
been ours.
that's why I haven't switched it, because I'm like, fuck, man.
No,
I
No,
don't
it's not
fuck
bad.
with anything.
And we're on the same plan we've always been with because we were Sprint originally, now T-Mobile.
Well, like my thought is, even if I just give the new phone to Dad,
Yeah.
and I buy myself a new phone, I'll buy it through Apple. I don't even care.
Yeah.
You know, all I do is I take them in and go, okay, make these phones this number and this number.
Uh-huh.
You know, and you pay the difference. So then whatever they've been doing is staying the same. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I really even want to switch it and bundle it all with fucking Xfinity. You know, I just don't see any point.
No, you're on T-Mobile also.
Yeah.
The only thing
I mean,
Xfinity
it's
coverage is-
$140 a month, but I have auto pay.
Yeah.
So it's $120 every single month.
Interesting.
Mm-mm.
Quite the conundrum there.
So yeah, I just don't know if I'm like, man, I don't think I want to even switch it, you know?
No.
And it's
No.
not like I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts, so like basically towards the end of the month, it starts going, hey, you're over the 50 gigs. You still get unlimited, but it might slow down a little. So all I do is grab my other phone and listen to
That's
podcasts.
true.
Yeah, that's
All
well,
I
that-
do is listen to
Yeah,
my other phone.
That's the only good thing about my plan. It's unlimited everything. You don't
Yeah.
worry about anything. I could
Yeah.
just endlessly.
Yep.
Which is fine because our Wi-Fi at work sucks. I'm always on my data.
Well, that's what I mean. Like it says it says unlimited, but like at 50 gigs, they tell me
They can
well,
throttle
it could slow down, but
Yeah.
it's never slowed down.
Never.
I've never had an issue.
Yeah.
But what I do usually is, because I don't use that other phone that much, I just said, fuck it, I'll start listening to them on that.
I noticed something that kind of went away, and I'm glad it went away. But I think it's because people got so fucking angry that they were talking like data caps for like home internet. Remember they were doing that for a while. They're like,
They do it. I hit it all every month because I
and-
download so much crap.
and I'm like, but how do you stream stuff? That's what everything is.
Xfinity still does it. There is a data cap. You probably just haven't hit it. It's 1.2 terabytes per month.
Figure though, with gaming and shit, I would have went over
I only do it because I
download.
stuff. I always hit my data cap. I'm always paying an extra $10 or whatever it is every month. Every month. But it's there if you look at it. Oh no, you have their gateway, don't you?
Yeah.
It's unlimited.
Okay.
I have my own.
Now
phone.
my bill went up again.
That'll happen.
But like it started out, it was 80, and then it was 100, and now it's 106 or
Was
something.
it did you have the contract and now the contract's up?
Well, they had it's 1 year. Well, he told me it was 1 year 80,
1
and it's
year.
going to go up. I knew it was going to
Yeah.
go up to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was going to go up to more.
Oh, we had when they got it, my mom got Xfinity like right when they were getting ready to come in when I went to jail. And the first
right.
for 2 years,
Yep.
we had all the whole bundled everything, and it was always the same price every month. It's, I mean, 1 month, like it'll stay the same payment, but then it'll just go up. It might be 3 months, it might be 8 months, and then it'll just go up. And
Yeah,
like
mine definitely.
they're
has
like, oh
gone
yeah,
up.
we raised it, and my dad's like talking to this like, yeah, but you didn't even tell us. Yeah, we don't have to.
They don't have to.
They're like, yeah,
Do you want to pay or not?
Or actually, I'm sorry. They go, sorry, sir. We have the right to raise.
That's the wrong accent. That's Chinese and they're Indian.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pakistani.
same thing to me.
No, when I call the AT&T is shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll hook you up. Hold
Nope.
on. My name's Montez.
My man, I got a man. I got my man. I always try to get him with forever. I've only had to call T-Mobile like 3 or 4 times, but I got this guy Dennis.
I'm sorry to hear about your mom, man. He said that. He's like,
I got this Dennis dude, and so the next time I called, I'm like, yeah, I was talking to this guy Dennis, and they're like, oh, hold on a second, and next thing you know, this is Dennis. I go, Dennis, it's the same guy. I go, it's the same guy, and I start talking to him and telling him what was going on. He goes, hey, I remember you. That was like a few months ago. He goes, where? He goes, how you feeling? I'm like, good. Yeah, because this was all like I was having some issues with they wouldn't fucking accept my debit card. It was when I was sick, you know? And I'm like, man, I'm trying to deal with this. I got all this shit. I need my phone because I'm going through treatment and stuff. And then he's like, man, how are you? I'm like, good. So then he's like, this is my extension. And I'm like, all right, cool. So then Dennis is the guy I've called. That's what he's like, yeah.
Shit, if I call, all I ever get is Najib or his relative.
This dude's like Dennis with a deep voice. He's like,
listen,
yeah.
Ranjit, I called you before.
Rajneet. Yeah, no.
That's it. The data cap. We cannot do nothing about it.
Yeah, if you're on their gateway, it's unlimited. Mine, because I have my own setup, because I don't want them to shut me down. Even though I have a VPN, I don't have that. I get up to 1.2 and I go over every month.
You don't want to be shut down for what, like illegal activity?
Liberating things from the
I'm gonna
internet.
call back. I told you should have got the iPad, man.
Yeah, I told
Shit.
you.
Next time you get the iPad, I just do what I say.
Hey, man, I got a gripe with something.
What?
Nepo babies.
What's that?
You've been hearing those Nepo baby terms. People,
Nah.
you know what a Nepo baby is? Somebody nepotism baby?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it means
I
like
didn't know- I
somebody
didn't
who
know
gets
about
a
the
job because their daddy or mommy has a
Yeah,
job.
I didn't
So-
know about the slur for it. But
Yeah, people refer to
Yeah.
people as Nepo babies.
That's
now,
racist.
There are examples of this, mostly in entertainment, some other stuff.
Right.
People get a gig. Like the lady from the New Girl, that Zoe Deschanel. She's like, I'm not a Nepo baby. Your dad's one of the most acclaimed cinematographers in the history of
Is he really?
Caleb
I didn't know
Deschanel,
that.
yeah. A lot of people don't know that. She's like, well, her and her sister would go to sets or go whatever with their dad, and then they end up going into it. So maybe you didn't get a job because he is your dad, but you definitely got your foot in the door because he's your dad. No matter what. There's no way they didn't know him because these people met you on a set with your dad in the past and then give you a chance later on because they've met your dad, with your dad in the past. But anyway, she's saying she's not one. She is. But usually it's in entertainment. You get the nepotism babies and stuff.
Well, yeah.
But now they're throwing out for anybody who gets a job because of their family. And that's including people like, what was the American dream 100 years ago? You're starting your own business.
Yeah.
You have
White
something
House
to
picket
pass.
fence.
And your family follows in the
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, you pass it on to your son or your daughter or whatever. But they're referring to those people as nepotism babies. That's somebody who's raised in that business, learned that business from the beginning, has been part of it their whole lives.
Now, to me, a nepotism baby would be like
Spielberg giving his daughter a job and making her an acclaimed director.
Right. That is where that's nepotism.
That's nepotism.
Going into the same business as your family is not nepotism. That has happened since the beginning of time.
Yes.
Well,
if your dad's a carpenter, the likelihood of you guys being carpenters is 90% probably.
Yeah, it's
you know,
very, very
it's
likely.
only been in the last 20, maybe 20 years that I've noticed a lot of people going away from their parents' fucking type of work. It was always, that was it. Like, I mean, so many of my friends are like,
That's not nepotism.
Well,
most people that work in shops.
Well,
they
that's-
work in shops because their dads or moms work in them.
Well, like Buff Bagwell talked about why he became a pro wrestler. He goes, his parents owned a lumber yard, and his grandfather owned that lumber yard. He goes, so I didn't have any plans for what I was going to do with my life. He goes, I was going to work at the lumberyard.
Right.
That was what I was going to do. He goes,
exactly.
because then my parents, something happened, they sold it all. I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know, he's like, well, you're a good looking guy. Try this.
You're not a nepo baby if you're just following in the footsteps of your family.
No, not at all.
You're a nepo baby if, like he said, if Steven Spielberg goes, yes, you're going to direct my movie only because you're my daughter, not because you're qualified. That's nepotism.
Well, and plus, and two, you find with families, like, they might have a kid that's useless or something,
Yeah.
but I've noticed a lot of, in my case, the capable ones are the ones they tend to put in power.
Yeah.
The ones, like, I got to tread carefully because a lot of people are my friends. There's been people that I've worked with, the ones that didn't deserve any power didn't have any.
Right.
They just kind of were around,
Sure.
doing mean, you know.
Yeah.
And then the ones that were gifted and knew what they were doing were given the reins. That's what happened with me.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But he said they grew up in the business. All of them, like, you know, even the ones I don't like, I'll give them all credit. You sweep the floors. You work in the back with the grunts, and they made them all do all the bullshit.
That's the way it should be.
And you've got this mastered after a year or two.
Yep.
Now we're going to move you here, and then eventually they go in the office, and, you know, and they don't get like the greatest office job. They just go in the office and they just up and up and up.
The first shop I worked in, the Blueprint shop, my first real job, our boss, Ed, obviously he owned it. His brother was the vice president. His son was the head salesperson. His daughter did whatever jobs they needed her to do. But what he did was when his kids were old enough, they came in, they worked, and they learned how to do everything there.
Yeah.
And then they eventually went on to do something else in the company, but they had to learn from the ground up. His brother was in the military and when he came out, got a business degree and learned to run businesses. That's what he did. So when he got the job, same thing. He learned to run the business itself. It wasn't just like maybe, he got a foot in, but they always get their foot in the door that way. But it's not the same thing as a Spielberg, or I can't think what the lady's name is I was thinking of earlier.
Yeah, that just
Uma Thurman and
they have
Ethan
no
Hawke's
right
daughter.
at all. Yeah.
Although and don't get me wrong, some of these nepotism babies, these actors and entertainment people, do really well for themselves and are actually good at what they do. But
Right.
a lot of them got their foot in the door because of that.
Sure. Sure. If you're look, I mean, you can go all the way back. I mean, look, Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Was a great actor,
But he got it because his dad
and he was a great director. But his dad, he grew up on the set. But he grew up and loved it and wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And he was great at it.
Actually, you know what? One that people they talk about and they say he's a nepotism baby, but he kind of is. But he didn't. Nicolas Cage, he's a Coppola,
Yeah.
but he specifically didn't go by Coppola,
Right.
So he could build his own
so he could do his own
legacy.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say what you want about the guy, but he was trying to do it on his own.
But
But that's not the same thing as like Jeff Daniels. His dad owned a lumberyard, just like Buff. Actually, his dad owned a lumberyard in Chelsea. They owned this big Northern something lumber, and you know, the dad was going to pass it on to him and the brother, and he just didn't have the heart for it and stuff and everything. But if he would have got that job, he said, I worked there when I wasn't in school, I was working there. If I was during the summer, if I was home from college, whatever, I was working at the lumberyard. That was always what we were going to do. And I happened to make it doing this other thing. But
had he not made it,
Had he
he
not
would
made it,
be
he's
Jeff
working lumberyard.
Daniels' lumberyard.
yeah,
Yeah.
him and his brother.
He'd have been
They
like,
ended up selling it anyways. It didn't
Yeah.
matter. But it's just like, it's literally just like Bob's
Well,
family.
I mean, I worked at the Shell station.
Yeah.
That family, the dad, he had a garage. All his kids worked in it. They had a service station, gas station. They all worked in it. Then, as they grew up, he bought more of them.
Yep.
He bought 2 more originally, and they all worked them. Then he bought them all one. He bought every one of them because they worked in the business and they could run them. So
Yeah.
he's like, now you can run it. Now you've got one.
Yep.
None of them stayed in it, but
Like with my boss, one of them, he went to college, went to University of Michigan, got a business degree, so he could run everything.
Yeah.
right.
Just run it all and have the chops to do it.
Yeah.
But he went to school, but many times he was in the back with me till 6 o'clock, slinging around heavy material, getting fucking dirty.
Yeah.
You know, so he was a legit guy. I respect him.
Well, the last asshole I work with, he's an asshole, but like the fact is he worked for his dad and mom. His brother and sister did too. His brother was kind of a piece of shit. He's bounced around since, but he bought the business from his dad. His dad sold it to him. He didn't just get it. He bought it. And then his dad went on and started another thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in that sense, like, I have respect for him, but like, I mean, he's a piece of shit, but anyway, his brother was a fuck up, but he worked there, he worked for the company, but he was a fuck up, and he's worked all over the place, and he's been fired from all of them because they know he's a fuck up.
Yeah.
But he still keeps getting the jobs because he worked for his dad, and his dad is well respected in the manufacturing business.
And
so that's kind of both. So it's
so
not,
he's kind of
he is a nepotism baby, but he also isn't.
Yeah.
the
But they do with athletes now.
Uh-huh.
They're like, somebody referred to Ken Griffey Jr. as a fucking nepotism baby. How can you be a nepotism baby? He didn't get his foot into the door because of that.
they're not going to hire you unless you have ability.
Yeah,
exactly. It doesn't work with sports.
And he was, and even if you did believe that, which I don't know why anyone would,
He's so much better than his
he's
dad.
way better than his dad.
Well,
yeah, his dad was good. He's
this
way
is
Barry
why-
Bonds was better than his father.
Yeah.
This is why I think that nepotism is a bunch of fucking bullshit.
I mean, I
It's
get it to a
just some
certain
bullshit.
extent. People getting jobs over other people because of their family members.
That's a different story.
Yes.
But like for somebody to go into the same business, you may not be getting all these like just handed to you.
Yeah.
You do have to know what you're doing.
Yep.
An
Hopefully.
athlete, an entertainer, a musician.
Yep.
Jacob Dylan, his dad's Bob Dylan. He made it on his own.
Yeah.
He made it on his own. He did his own thing.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Dweezil Zappa.
Dweezil Zappa.
Dweezil Zappa's a great guitarist.
Yeah. There's plenty of them.
I know. It's
but
crazy.
they have to be.
Eddie Van Halen's son's actually really good.
Look,
Yeah.
look, he's a fucking he's a phenomenal musician.
There's genetic traits. Like I
Right.
said, they're most likely going to take on some of those genetic traits and be good at the same
it's-
thing.
I know.
It's like you. People think that like what they didn't work for it.
Well, what do you think?
You know?
What do you think your fucking last name comes from? A lot of people's last name comes from the trade.
Yeah.
A sawyer,
their family-
a sawman,
Yeah.
a carpenter,
Carpenter. They say if your last name's Wagner,
a porn star.
It's Wagoner. You used to
Yep.
do
A wagon,
wagons.
Yep.
That's where it comes from.
A porner,
A porner. Yeah, a porner. Yeah.
But like they're by that logic,
a raper.
you can have a family, an Italian market, a family market that's 5 generations deep, and they're in the 5th generation now.
Yeah.
Like it's nepotism. No, that's not.
It's not.
They've been
It's
running
a family business.
It's not the same
See,
thing.
but like if you notice,
Well,
too,
you get some coworkers that are just ridiculous. I can't believe his son has like. Well, dude, if I owned a business and my son was fucking
That's the
working,
American dream.
what am I going to fucking do? Give it to you or my fucking son?
You pass
Of course,
it
I'm
on
going to
to-
give it to my son, unless he's retarded.
Look, if my
Everybody
if
that
my
came
kid
here-
shows up at work every day and does the job,
Yeah.
I'm giving him the promotions.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. I don't care if you come in and do the job. This is a family business, and my family's going to run it, and you're going to work for them. That's how it is.
Every immigrant family that came here from the start of this country has come here to get a job, get a trade, or start their own business, or do whatever. So they had a family business to keep going, something they could pass on.
Yeah.
That was the entire American dream, was to do something on your own.
Yeah.
And it's not nepotism.
No.
That's not the same thing.
Well, look at how
That's not like politicians getting their
look at the
nephew
amount
a
of-
job.
Nepotism is also the other part is denying people opportunity at the same time.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
right.
Like, I don't want this guy even near my son because he's more talented than my son, so I can't even have him.
Yes.
Right.
That's, like,
yeah, that's
That's
ridiculous.
a different thing.
Yeah, when you put your kid in charge of a bunch of people that are way better than your kid,
Yes.
you're
That's
an
a good
asshole.
example.
First of all, you're an asshole, and you deserve to be flogged. But on top of it, that's nepotism.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
should be flogged for it because I've worked for plenty of people like that where their fucking stupid kid is running things that doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. I've run into it, too. It's just,
Believe me, I've seen it, but there's a lot of it that just isn't true. And I mean, if you look at the family businesses are fucking dying
oh, yeah.
because a
They
lot
can't
of kids.
compete.
Yeah,
Well, that's why
Or their kids don't want
I'm
to do
talking
it.
about my bosses. They're not my bosses anymore. The guy that I've told you about that worked in the back with me. He quit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He didn't even finish his contract because he just couldn't take the corporate.
Yeah.
But
he left.
even the family businesses that the corporate companies are buying out, they're keeping the families in charge, so it still looks like a family business.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Danielle's grandma's funeral today,
or in my case, the name.
or the name, but the
Yep.
funeral home we went to isn't owned by the family anymore.
No.
It's owned by Dignity Memorial, which owns a bunch of them.
Right.
But they keep the family on
Mhm.
as workers, give them a salary, and have them still run it like they usually do. So they
Yeah.
keep the family name, but they're reaping the profits. And
Yeah.
the families,
Dude, it's
Love it.
It's happening in so like renting. Okay, there's the little landlord that owns a couple things anymore. It rarely exists now.
No.
What they're doing.
BlackRock owns it all.
What they're doing is they're coming in, these investors, the investment companies, they come in and they offer them so much money.
yeah,
And people are like, well, yeah, but then they're not going to make anything. Yes, they will. Because having that property and paying cash for it is credit in their fucking pocket.
Yeah.
That is their credit rating. They go, oh, look, I got all these assets.
yep.
Well,
I get more credit.
see-
They
and-
pull money out of them.
They say that people have a hard time buying a new house in an
Mhm.
area they want to live because these companies pick it up, and they say that selling a house is a pain in the neck because people basically, hey, I want the house, and they're not even sure if they can afford it. They just and it ties it up for
Yeah.
a month or two until
Yep.
it's just, and then it doesn't go through. Then the next person, because people are so paranoid that one of these big firms is going to grab the house they want.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, Jay and his wife, they were living in that house. She was taking care of both of her parents. She stopped working because both of her parents had cancer. Her dad had a reverse mortgage on that house. Wasn't in the mom's name, was just in his name. It wasn't that much, but a company bought it as soon as he died.
Yeah.
They just bought it. Didn't say a fucking word to anybody. Didn't say it. Didn't have to tell
They
them
don't have to,
anything.
yeah.
Didn't have to tell them anything. Mom died. That's when they sent the paperwork and said, all right, well, listen, we'll work with you, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. They're assholes. They fucking suck. But what they're doing, what these big companies are doing now, this is how they get the Fair Housing Act is a bunch of bullshit now. Ever since they lifted the whole landlord thing after COVID, what they do now, and they did this to me, because they tried to rent a place. Okay, so what they do is they tell you, yeah, you have a security deposit in first and last month. If you have a bad criminal record, if you have any kind of bad credit, if you have anything, they charge you $7,000 in security deposit, $10,000, whatever they want.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as fair housing.
Oh, there never will be.
No.
There's no such thing.
No.
And basically, it's like, oh, you can't have any mistakes. But yet, that's, all you've been doing is making mistakes and ripping people off for years.
It's fucking horrible.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's
But I've seen like
$100,000 cars.
because I get things in the mail like we'll buy your house
All the time.
and I was like, and then I looked at just say like what they would give me and it was like, holy shit.
I read this
Yeah.
story.
I was like,
I read this.
but the only
story
reason I
about
won't move because I will not find rent or anything near
No.
as low as what I'm paying.
No.
Most people, their car is fucking comparable to my house payment.
Yeah.
I pay nothing. I could fucking work at
Oh,
fucking
you-
Family Dollar and live
for
here.
sure. There's for sure people that are paying way more in a car payment than
Yeah.
you're paying for
Yeah.
your house payment. Just
Especially now.
like our house payment. Yeah, there's $100,000 cars. They're leasing them at $600 a month.
Yep.
That's why I didn't. I had my chance to get in on decent leases.
Hmm.
Glad I didn't now, but I was like, oh, fuck it. So I made up my mind. I'm always going to drive a beater and have a job somewhere around this cheap house of mine.
That's smart.
When I get my license back, I'm gonna spend $6 or $7 grand. I'm gonna drop a brand spanking new motor and new suspension into that Jeep I got because there's no rust on it. And I'm going to drive the fucker. And when the rear end goes, I'm going to put a rear end in it. When the trans goes, I'm going to put a fucking trans in it. Because I'm not buying a fucking $90,000 SUV.
No.
And
Yeah.
I'm not leasing. Fuck you.
Fucking thermonuclear war can't
Yeah.
come quick enough.
Yeah, right. Right.
Fuck this.
Exactly.
Fuck this shit. Can't
it's
afford
just
fucking nothing.
I read this article about this guy. He was a landlord. He owned 2 homes. He had a home, and then his son had a home, and his son passed away, and he took over the home. He had already paid his home off, and he paid that home off, and then he retired. And he was living down south, and he was renting them, and these fuckers were hounding him and hounding him and hounding him, and he had nice little rentals.
Yeah.
Where he was at, and then one day they offered him like 75% above the asking price
Wow.
for his homes. He's like, I couldn't pass it up.
Nope.
But that's what they do.
Yep.
Because they know that they'll make their money back on it.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
And another thing they do is they own the house cash. They can pull equity out of the fucking bitches.
Yep.
And they can just sit on that money. And if the fucking market crashes, they walk away. They did it with the housing fucking market crash in 2007. That's what all those assholes were doing in the 90s. Those fuckers were buying houses up in bad neighborhoods, pulling the money out of them because the values were going up, because every value was going up. And they pulled the money out in equity and then walked away from the houses. I mean, there was tons of houses like that. There was tons of houses like that in Detroit where people were getting Section 8. And so they were collecting off of them, but they weren't doing any upgrades or anything. And then if the house went bad, they walked away. They got their money and left.
That is not rad.
It is not rad.
Brian, how was rad?
What is a rad day?
Sorry, I figured that it was because it was for a couple weeks ago, and I didn't remember it last week when we talked. I went to RAD-Day.
Control chair for the last segment.
I went to RAD-Day
RAD-Day
2024, March 21st. It's RAD-Day because it was the original premiere date of the movie, March 21st,
Right.
1986. So we went and saw it at the theater. They had 2 screens at the theater because they needed to add an extra show. That's how popular it was.
That's cool.
Rad made $800,000 in the one weekend it was re-released, which is good.
Yeah, because it probably didn't make shit when it came out, did it?
It did not. It cost a few $1 million to make, and it made just under that few million. So it was not successful. Even though Talia Shire tried, she's like, "I'm going to make this successful." It didn't work.
Wait, she made that movie?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know Talia Shire.
Talia Shire's his mom in it. Talia Shire and her husband Jack Schwartzman made the movie, helped make it, produced it. It was actually under a company named after her. It's like
I had no clue that
Sophia Films.
I was like, Talia Shire made movies?
Yeah. They made the movie. Her and Jack Schwartzman, the guy who directed Smoking the Bandit, Hal Needham, directed this movie. Yeah. But that's why Jack Schwartzman, his name's still on it. No, I'm sorry, Robert Schwartzman. No, it's Jack. And now their kid is the one who redid it and re-released it in 4K, the remaster and everything. And he's a Schwartzman, and then obviously Jason Schwartzman, the actor from Rushmore, is her kid.
That's what I was going to say.
They're all Coppolas, though, basically, at this point. Well, she's a Coppola, and Dad's a Schwartzman, but so the kids are all half Coppolas now. Anyways, so
half breeds.
But yeah, she's involved. So they, it's a big thing now. They've really somehow turned this into a cult film, and it's awesome because rad. But anyways, it was on 2 screens here. Made a bunch of money that one day. It helped. It made it into the top 11 films of the week. That's pretty good for
good, yeah.
Movie came out in 1986
for a re-release, yeah.
Yeah. Went to it though, and me and Donovan went. No one else was interested. I don't know why. So we're sitting there, and I don't even know if I told you guys that I'm actually the reason they added a second show, because like I bought tickets for it kind of last second, a few days before it came out, before it was released. I wasn't sure if I was going to go, and you buy when you buy movie tickets now, you buy them all online and you pick your seats before you fucking get there and shit. I don't know if you guys don't go to movies that often.
No,
you pick your seats before you even get there.
Oh, really?
So no one can take your seats. And most people like me want to be centrally located in the theater, so you get the best sound and optimal viewing space. My seats weren't available. The only ones I could get were 2 seats in the back row to the far right. I'm like, okay, I'll take them, but whatever. And I called up like the day before. I'm like, hey, any chance that you guys are adding another show or whatever, because we're opening up putting in a different theater because it seems like it's full already. And, it'd be really cool if you put in a bigger theater. And the lady's like, what show is it? And I was like, Thursday, 7:00, Rad. She's like, well, how many seats are left? I'm like, there's almost no seats left. She's like, what? She looked at it. She's like, oh, crap.
People are here to see fucking
Rad?
What are you kidding me?
She's like, I don't even know what Rad is. I'm like, of course. She's like, okay, well, we
What?
may be moving into a bigger auditorium. I'm like, okay, if you do, call me back and let me know. And she called me back an hour later and left a message because I didn't answer the phone. She's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, we didn't move it to another auditorium. We added a second show because
You're welcome.
and
Because
so
of me.
me immediately, I went on the Rad group and said, guys, guess what I just did?
You're like, you're welcome.
I just got a
'Cause
second
she
show
told you
added.
you're welcome, and then you went out online and said, you're welcome.
So I bought
got you a
tickets.
second show.
So they filled one theater, which was a smaller theater, probably 50 seats in there. And I shouldn't say every seat, but some people like a buffer zone. So there's not, and there's a lot of individual seats.
Yeah.
There's still probably 50 people in a theater because theaters aren't as big as they used to be anymore either.
Oh, okay.
Because they put more shows in more auditoriums. So you probably get 100 seats in the theater. This one was probably 80% capacity of the one, but there was a lot of individual and handicap seats and everything. Then they put us in the other one, and I got my centrally located seats. Perfect. And that one was probably 3/4 full. So they did pretty well there in Sterling Heights where we once saw it. Anyways, I'm sitting there in my seat. This guy walks up, and he's one seat over from me, and he brings his kid with him. I'm like, that's cool. He brought his kid with him. The kid's probably like 6 or 7.
You're going to see Rad.
He's going to see Rad. And he sits down. He's like, it turns to me, and he knows people that don't have an indoor voice at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
This dude. Like,
Right.
he's like, is this the Rad showing? I'm like,
Yeah.
this is it. This is it. The guy I just met 5 seconds ago. He's like, this is awesome. I'm like, I know, I've been waiting a long time for this. He's like, me too, man. I've been waiting almost 40 years for this. This is great. I saw this in theaters when it came out, but I was pretty young. I don't remember a lot of it. Literally everybody can hear him talking in this theater because he's that loud. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Yeah. It's like, he started talking about something else. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Talking about how they came here and saw another movie. He couldn't believe how fucking loud the sound was, and it was fucking insane. It scared his kid. And I'm like, oh, man, it does get pretty loud, And
Wow.
getting excited about stuff. And then they, because this is one of those event films. They have like trivia about the movie you're about to watch before it. And then usually they have like the original trailer, bunch of stuff. They actually had a interview thing with some of the stars that was hosted by Ed Helms from The Office and
Yeah.
Hangover movies.
Yeah,
He's a super fan.
He's everywhere and everything.
But he's a super fan.
Yeah.
He's
Did
actually
Lori Loughlin calling from jail.
no. It was Bill Allen and Bart Conner,
She's
and then
still in jail?
no, she's
Probably not.
Oh,
No.
okay.
But it was the two main stars, and then the guy who remastered it, who was Talia Shire's son, and Ed Helms is like the moderator of this thing.
Mhm.
Anyways, they actually did that after movie. But they have these
Speaking of nepotism,
they have these special things during the event movies like this that are only out usually once or twice at a time. They did with Labyrinth. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Same thing with Labyrinth. So we're watching the movie finally starts. He's like, all right. And he's like all excited about it. I'm like, all right, he's jazzed for this. This is going to be good. And I've seen the movie hundreds of times now. I know everything, but it's still cool to watch and see his stuff. And Donovan had watched it with me a couple years ago, but he wasn't into it. He liked it a lot more in the theater. But people were like quoting stuff in the theater behind me and stuff. And it was cool. It was just like an event type thing. This guy, so there's a cop in it. Officer Anderson, I think, but he used to be.
What about Hard Boiled Haggerty?
That's what I'm saying. It was Hardboiled Haggerty.
HBH?
Yeah. So he was a wrestler, fighter, whatever.
Yeah.
Hardboiled Haggerty. He used to play for Alliance.
Yeah, HBH, baby.
He's
in Rad.
the police officer, but he's a nice police officer in the movie.
Uh-huh.
He kind of helps him out and stuff. He chases him on the bike, but it's almost like a training thing. He's trying to catch him, and they're playing like
get
almost
him
like
ready.
almost like a game of tag type thing. And
Right.
after he gets away from him, he's like gives him a thumbs up. It's just friendly
Right.
in their town.
Not to Loudmouth, right?
Loudmouth's like, fucking pigs. I'm like, what?
Oh boy.
It's like always holding people down, doing this. I'm like he's a nice cop.
Wow.
What the hell's
dude.
going on? Okay.
That's so good.
It keeps going. Every time something pops up, it's like, yeah, something's about to happen. Like he nudges his kids, like, fucking check this shit out. And he's so loud about
Talk
it.
the way to his
I'm
6-year-old.
not joking, man. And he just keeps going on stuff. And then
Fucking check
the
this
corporate
out.
guy from Mongoose is trying to hold Crew down. Crew's the star of it. Crew Jones.
Crew.
He's trying to hold him down. He's like, he wants to buy him off and have him throw the race so Bart wins and all this other stuff. He's like, corporate fascism, man. That's what they're all about. They're always trying to hold people down, hold them back.
Corporate fascism.
I'm like, this is a fucking movie.
So
He just keeps going. And then that guy, Duke Best, is the bad guy, but his lackey, his little mustache guy. And this is where it got like almost unbearable. Like I was like, I'm gonna have to say something because he won't stop. And finally he stopped, but he kept going. It's like his little lackey has got this puffy hair and he's got a mustache. He's like, keeps on nudging his kid and saying, "Dude, that's fucking Weekend at Bernie's. I'm telling you right now, I know that's Weekend at Bernie's. It's got to be him because he kind of looks like Terry Kaiser
yeah,
a little bit,
but it's
little
not
bit.
him.
but it's totally not him.
right.
yeah.
He must have said it 24 times. He's like,
Fascism.
he keeps, he's like, and every time they show the guy, he's like, yeah, fucking Weekend at Bernie's. It's got to be him. I'm like, and I just want to turn to like, it's not fucking him. He just keeps going on about Weekend at Bernie's. That 6-year-old has no idea what fucking
So-
Weekend at Bernie's is.
There's
There's no way.
So this guy said he saw it in the theaters back
Yeah.
in the day, so 38 years ago.
Yeah.
And
He
was
also
young.
had a monster tattoo, by the way. I didn't tell you guys that.
A Monster energy drink.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
So he's one of those guys. His hat's like the straight bill, but turned a little bit cockeyed.
So he was young when he
But
saw
he's
it.
older than me.
I was gonna say he's young when he saw it, but he's only got a 6-year-old kid there. So,
Yeah. I don't know what it's about. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it's a grandkid. I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows how- Anyways, it doesn't matter.
I mean,
Because he said
I
yeah, I saw
admire
this in
his-
theaters when
I
I was
admire his parenting skills. You know,
I was like 11 or 12 when I saw this, which makes
fucking
him.
A, man.
If he was 11 or 12 when he saw that, which makes him about
My
a year
age.
younger than you.
yeah.
Yeah. But he just keeps on going on about Weekend at Bernie's. I'm like, first of all, I love Weekend at Bernie's. Thank you. But your child there has not, I know for a fact, has not seen Weekend at Bernie's. yet.
Yeah.
There's no way this
He has
kid
no
knows.
clue anything
no
about
clue.
it.
But he keeps on saying it. I don't know if he's saying it to everybody else in the theater or whatever. But he just keeps on going
I'm,
about Weekend at Bernie's.
Dude, fucking Blippi's too old for school for that kid. He's 6.
I'm going with grandkid and douchebag of the year.
Yeah.
On,
And that's
you
the
know.
other thing. It was a school night. And
Oh.
this didn't end because they did the interview stuff and all the other stuff. It didn't end till 10 o'clock. That means that kid wasn't in bed until like 10:30.
Yeah.
He's got to go to first grade the next day.
I'm yeah.
Who cares, man?
I'm thinking this is how it goes. He's like,
Oh, you only
I'm
go to
going
school-
to see Red, and I'm taking the grandkid.
You don't go to school because school's fascism.
That's fascism.
He was of the 1 hour and 41 minutes of this movie, he was
Being
talking.
indoctrinated.
He was talking a lot of it, and sometimes it wasn't as loud as other parts. But like like the town rallies around Crew and they're doing stuff. He's like, "Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to rally around people, take down the corporate guys." I'm like, "What? Just shut up."
I wonder if it's a YouTube prank channel.
I don't know what it
He
was.
sitting next to you.
This guy was annoying. Well, if I see him, maybe I'm famous. I don't even know it. But it was all other than that though, it was fun. The people kind of got into it a little bit. There's a part with like Lori Loughlin and Bill Allen, who plays Crew. They're doing stuff and he's got to do the big race. And she's like, "You got to do the big race." He's like, I'd rather go-
you first.
and it's out of context. It sounds bad, but he's like, "I'd rather be ass sliding with you." Okay, ass sliding is what they call it when they go. It's a logging town.
Yeah.
When they go down the water chute into
Yeah.
the river, and they're doing ass
Yeah,
sliding.
Yeah, it was like
It's a big
water
thing for
slide,
them.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a big thing for them, but they
Yeah.
call it ass sliding. And the way he said it was pretty funny. So a lot of people laughed.
Ass
in the theater.
sliding.
He's like, "I'd rather be ass sliding with you." It's like, what? I would be too. That Lori Loughlin was fucking smoking in that movie.
Shit.
I love Lori.
Fuck
I
yeah.
love mid '80s to slightly late '80s Lori Loughlin,
I
as
like
fuck.
their
and then
Full-
also like Full House,
Full
Lori
House
Loughlin. I also like Psych. One episode Lori Loughlin.
Yeah. I like Lori Loughlin.
I feel I've come to.
I don't even care that she
Did
faked-
nepotism.
I don't even care
You know
that she
what?
faked. No, she like flat out lied about her fucking daughter.
I respect that though. She's trying to get her kid ahead.
yeah,
Nepotism.
she told them she was a fucking expert rower.
And isn't she also married to Massimo? Like Massimo Clothes?
I think that's who that dude is. Yeah, she's still hot. Look at that fucking.
Yeah.
girl.
No,
Look
I'm
at
telling you,
how
man.
fucking hot she is.
Get me into
Jesus.
college.
But in the late '80s, she still had a little bit of the baby fan. if you
Yeah.
will.
I've been bad,
Uh-huh.
mommy. I need to be
Yeah.
spanked.
Yeah.
She was in Back to the Beach with Frankie and
If
Annette.
she ever gets divorced,
I don't even.
I don't have a chance.
You know.
If she ever gets divorced, I don't have a chance. There it is.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Fucking hottie.
I was a fan.
Oh
I am
yeah.
a fan. And then, and the coolest thing was when I made the comment about it is Martin Aparijo.
Dude, this picture.
Oh Lord.
It's a more. I mean, it ain't modern, but it's more modern.
It is. That's
That is a fan thing. A fan made that thing.
That's awesome.
Well, look at her perfectly symmetrical face.
Yeah,
My
she's
God.
very good looking.
My God.
But what was I saying? I forgot.
Good Lord.
Hot.
No, her hotness is hot. Oh, but so when I posted something on my rad group thing, I'm also friends with Martin Aparijo, who's a famous BMXer from back in the day, but also he was her stunt double. He did her stunts.
Oh,
No, okay.
So when you see them bike dancing and stuff, Martin Aparijo and Eddie Fiola,
Nice.
and he liked and commented on one of my comments.
Nice.
That means you're in.
I'm in. I'm like one of a kind comment. No one else can top this. And then he ended up commenting on hundreds of other people's things.
Oh.
Either way,
But
I
you
was
were
the first.
Yeah.
You know what would be really cool is if Lori Loughlin commented
As far as I know, she has.
That'd be great.
She doesn't. She
And
doesn't ever
said-
do anything for the film. So
and said, I like your style.
Yeah.
I'm going to divorce my husband.
my favorite thing was Bart Connor playing Bart the man, the bike guy.
Yeah.
He just basically like your name in the movie is it's Bart, whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're
You
a
can be
gymnast,
yourself.
so you're perfect to be a bike rider. And they're like, did
Did you hear an ambulance?
Yeah.
Thought I heard an ambulance.
No,
there's a
think
car
so.
outside that maybe they have the radio on?
Oh, I thought I heard
I
an
don't know.
Oh, there's people outside talking too.
Well, either way, we're going to have to shut her down here soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, we
we
did
did
Awesome
3 hours.
rad review.
We did
Yeah.
3
If
hours.
you haven't seen Rad before, you should.
So what we're going to do.
Can play some Rad songs. Oh, I didn't even talk about the song intros. Damn it. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
But you can follow us at radiounderground.gay.
Radio Underground.
radiounderground.gay. Get all the info about us. Check us out. And I don't know, man. It's going to be 75 and sunny. I'm barbecuing tomorrow.
I'm doing something.
All right, guys. Check it out. And here's some rad music. Wrong song! I like Depeche Mode. Don't get me wrong.
Love Depeche Mode.
But here. There we go. There's rad.
Killer soundtrack.